And we are live back again with another one, and this is match week 14, the preview. Dressed in all red like a Liverpool fan, right? Trolling hard as a mofo. But we're back, man. We're back. Just did the roundup yesterday, and we're back with just a day turnaround. It's tough, man. It is tough for the players, tough for the content creators, and it's just tough for everybody, man. Seriously. This is what you call congestion of the schedule. And we're back tomorrow with 2 games, and then we have, I think, about 6 games on Wednesday and 2 more on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. And I got to come today to do a, preview / prediction. And I'll come back on Thursday, late in the night, to actually do the roundup. And then back again Friday to do the preview for the weekend fixtures. It's hard. It is hard out here for a creator. Trust me. So, guys, we're back. And let's get things crack-a-lacking. I ain't got all night. Gotta get some sleep to get up early in the morning to go to work again. So I just been on the clock, man. I really just been on the clock. So what we got here? Big up to the boy Lennon Sweet. Big up to Isaiah Paskins. We got the boy Ryan LFC in the house. Congratulations on reaching 10K subs. And I see you heading towards 11K very fast, man. The journey continues. Keep up the good work. I got my eye on you. You know what I mean? Keep it going. Big up to the boy AD744 Palomo. Online School, Jordan Brown. We have Mr. Phono 18 in the house, man. Emmanuel Okasu in the house. Listen, Emmanuel, my thoughts on the Ballon d'Or. I ain't got no time to waste. That's my thoughts. I ain't got no time to waste on the Ballon d'Or. Seriously. I ain't got no time. It's nonsense. It is nonsense. I think what they ought to do is to let the fans vote. See what I'm saying? Just let the fans decide. I know there's a lot of Messi fans and they're going to be biased. But what they should do, they should let people sign up to vote. You see what I mean? There should be a questionnaire as well. A questionnaire, and you have to pass the questionnaire in order to vote. So if you fail, say like you're 10 and you don't have the knowledge to pass the questionnaire, then you don't get to vote. You see? So you have to qualify to vote, and then once you as a fan qualify to vote, then you could vote for whoever you want. But listen, man, whoever votes for the Ballon d'Or, I think it's the coaches and whoever, man. Lewandowski should have won the Ballon d'Or. That's all I got to say. And some of the ranking is like weird, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. You have it's stupid. It is dumb. Let's just keep it that way. And let's keep it moving, man. I ain't got no time to waste on a damn Ballon d'Or, man. Seriously. So, seriously, man. I didn't even go live. I didn't even react to it because I personally don't think Messi should have won the Ballon d'Or. I don't think he should have. He won the Copa America. And then what else? He left Barcelona, went to PSG. Like, no. Come on, man. Come on. No. Anyways, let us keep it moving. And we got a lot to talk about. And let's touch on the Premier League, man. You see the Premier League homepage right here. Match week 14 preview. Tuesday's matches. We got 2 matches coming up early tomorrow. Well, not early, but Tuesday 2:30 or so. The games are coming up 2:30 and 3:15. Newcastle, Norwich, Leeds, Crystal Palace. And also in terms of the latest, we have the whole Rainbow Laces campaign going on. I haven't spoken about this, where the Premier League are looking to, be inclusive of all sexuality, sexual preferences, but we won't get too deep into that because not even all the players are taking part in that, wearing rainbow laces and stuff. But the captains wear the rainbow armband, and then you have the clubs changing the logos on their Twitter page and stuff like that to the rainbow colors and all of that. So let's see how long it takes for us to have a gay Premier League player. See what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure there's lesbian football players all over the place, and that's acceptable. But for the males, I don't know, man. It's going to be hard for them to deal with the crowd, man. Trust me. The crowd might just be receptive. I'm just saying. So that's what's going on in the league right about now. No room for racism, of course. Taking a knee is still a thing. And what we're going to do right now, let's just quickly recap the results of the last match day before we get into proceedings. Brentford 1, Everton 0, Leicester 4, Watford 2, Man City 2, West Ham 1, Chelsea and United playing to a 1-1 draw, Arsenal 2, Newcastle 0, Crystal Palace 1, Aston Villa 2. Consecutive wins there for Steven Gerrard. Liverpool brushed aside Southampton 4-0. Norwich 0, Wolves 0, and Brighton 0, Leeds United 0. And what does the table look like after match week 13? Also, there was a game between Tottenham and Burnley that was postponed because of inclement weather. A lot of snow over in England for the past couple days. So Chelsea are still on top, only by 1 point though, over Man City, who are second, 1 point over Liverpool, who are third in 28 with 28 points. There's a 5-point gap between Liverpool and West Ham, who are fourth. Also, Arsenal fifth with 23 points. 3-point gap between themselves and Wolverhampton Wanderers in sixth. Tottenham in seventh. That's a Europa Conference League spot, just where they belong. Man United are in eighth, and they have just announced Ralf Rangnick as their interim manager. We will talk about that a little later on in proceedings. Brighton and Hove Albion flying high this season. Good start to the season. 9 to 18 points. Leicester are climbing up the table. Now 10th with 18 points. Crystal Palace having a stellar season so far. 11th with 16 points. Brentford, the newly promoted team. First time in the Premier League era. First time back in the top flight for donkey years. They 12th with 16 points. Aston Villa under Steven Gerrard looks a resurgent bunch. They're 13th with 16 points. Everton under Rafa Benitez, they're struggling hard and face Liverpool in the Merseyside derby this week. It's going to be another tough challenge. Southampton are struggling after a good little period prior to the last couple of games. They're 15th with 14 points. Watford, newly promoted, 13 matches, 13 points. They're 16th. And just outside the relegation zone, Leeds United having second season back in the Premier League syndrome. Bielsa and his boys got to get their act together. Only 2 wins, 12 points. In the relegation zone, we have Burnley with 1 win this season, 9 points. Norwich seems like they have a pep in their step. They just picked up 2 wins and a draw in the last 3 matches. They are 19th and could actually pass Burnley if they do pick up a win, and Burnley failed to do so. Newcastle United, sadly, at the bottom, taking over this season, and it's just very sad, though. Very, very sad what's going on with the Geordies right now, because imagine big money coming into the club and you're at the bottom of the table. It doesn't even seem like a January transfer window could save Newcastle right now if they don't start picking up points like yesterday. So that's a recap of the table. What I also want to look at really quick is the stats in terms of the players who are leading the goal scoring charts, assist charts. You see Mohamed Salah Ghali up top on both goal scoring and assist charts, 11 and 8. I know the Liverpool fans would actually love this. Jamie Vardy, oh man, when will he slow down? Seems like never. Is he going to play until he's 40 like Zlatan Ibrahimovic? He has 9 goals. Sadio Mane has 7. Diego Jota has 7. He's climbing up the charts again. Mikel Antonio has 6. Maxwell Cornet, Burnley's new man, has 5. Emmanuel Dennis has 5. Rafinha, Josh King, and Ismail Assar has 5. So the Watford players are on the charts. Looking good. Very attacking team there, with Trent Alexander-Arnold just behind Salah in terms of the assists. Pogba, who's been out injured, did pick up 4 assists in one game, I could recall. Gabriel Jesus has been a key man for City this season with 5. Emmanuel Dennis has been very, very involved in Watford's goals with 5. Kovacic with 5. He's been out for some time. Jared Bowen, Abdoulaye Doucouré, Reece James with 4, and Mikel Antonio. You see the clean sheets charts led by Alisson, Ramses, Becker with 7. Mendy has 7. And Ederson also have 7 with Ramsdale, who I think is the most impressive keeper this season with 6. So the race for the Golden Glove is on. João Cancelo leads the passing charts with 1,000, and 49 completed passes there. Van Dijk, Lewis Dunk, Rodri, who has been brilliant this season, just behind Mark Guehi, Ruben Diaz, and so on and so forth. Look, club stats, Liverpool lead the goal-scoring chart, flying way high above everyone with 39. Chelsea follows, then City, West Ham, Manchester United. Man City passed the ball the most in the league with 8,684 passes. They're just kings, man. Even in the snow, when visibility was quite low, City was still doing their thing. Chelsea with the most clean sheets with 8. Man City with the most crosses, which is an improvement, I'm pretty sure. And we're not going to get too deeper into the other stats. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to get into proceedings, and let's start with the first game. But before we do, big up to everybody in the chat right about now, man. How are you guys feeling? Big up, big up, big up, big up, big up. Ryan is saying, I want to remind you, Dom, Liverpool will be champions of England. Good joke, bro. Good joke. Big up to Dane Richards in the house. Jared Rago in the house says he's watching from Bermuda. I want to go to Bermuda one day, though. All the way out in the Atlantic Ocean all by itself. I want to go over there. Johnny Longs, how are you doing, man? Appreciate it. Appreciate you coming through. We got Palomo. Who else you got in here, man? Pacharo in here. How are you doing? And everybody who's watching. Irvin Vita, how are you feeling, bro? How are you feeling? Guys, make sure you smash the thumbs up button if you haven't yet done so. We're going to attempt to get this done under 2 hours today. And what I just noticed is that the dislike counter is off. So if you do dislike the video, no one but yourself would notice. It's a new YouTube change. So it is what it is, man. Look, but I do advise you, if you do tap the dislike button, tap it twice. So we're going to keep it moving, man. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's talk Newcastle, Norwich. This is a 6-pointer down towards the bottom of the table. And both teams need the points badly, especially Newcastle, who are yet to pick up a win this season. You check around Europe, there's a few teams that are yet to pick up wins. Greuther Fürth comes to mind. If I'm even saying that team properly, that's a German team down towards the bottom of the table there. I think they only got 1 point in the German league right now, which is crazy when you think about it, right? But yeah, Newcastle, you got company around the leagues, but not in England. Not in the top 4 tiers at all. So Newcastle, Norwich. Arsenal 2, Newcastle 0 in their last game, and Norwich unbeaten in the last 3, 0. Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. In terms of the last meeting, the last time these two teams met, it was February 2020, a 0-0 draw at St. James's Park. And the game at Carrow Road ended in a 3-1 win for Norwich City. They met back in the championship a few years ago, 2017, 2016, 2-2 draw. And a 4-3 thriller, a win for Newcastle United. In the all-time Premier League results, there's been 16 matches, 5 wins for Norwich, 7 for Newcastle, and 4 games ending in draws. In terms of Newcastle's home record, 6 wins for Newcastle, 2 draws. They have never lost at home to Norwich City. So that is something very important to note. And we have Dean Smith, the new head coach of Norwich City, coming up against Eddie Howe. This would be the 4th time these managers are meeting each other, with Howe winning 2 and Smith winning 1. Record against Newcastle, Dean Smith, 7 games, 3 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses. Eddie Howe's record against Norwich, 9 matches, 3 wins, 4 L's, and 2 draws. So, in terms of the notes, Newcastle will be without Matt Ritchie and Jamal Lascelles, who are suspended. Paul Dummett remains out injured, and Federico Fernandez most likely won't feature. He's been somewhat frozen out of the team. Let's see if that changes on the Dean Smith. Not Dean Smith, but Eddie Howe. New managers all over the place, man. Come on, Dom. Get it right. Eddie Howe. So, for Norwich City, Matthias Norman, their talismanic midfielder, will be out with a pelvic injury. Christoph Zimmerman remain out with an ankle injury. Sam Byron is now training with the under-23 squad. And Ozan Kabak has returned to full training. I'm just asking Dean Smith not to use Ozan Kabak. He's terrible. It's just my opinion, though. It's just my opinion. It doesn't have to be the opinion of everybody else. But if you went to Liverpool and they chose not to make your deal permanent, it means that they think you're terrible. You're not good enough. So, look, just to note, guys, if Norwich defeats Newcastle in this game, if they defeat Newcastle, they would have picked up the most points, 10, in November. They would have played more games than City because City played 3, won 3, and will play on December 1st. Norwich will be playing on the 29th, the 30th, of November. So they do have an opportunity to be the best team, basically, in November. And if that happens, let's say Dean Smith does pick up a win here for Norwich. Does he, does himself and Daniel Farke get manager of the month? It won't happen. It's probably going to be Pep Guardiola this time around. Maybe. Most likely. You know who else? You know who we know won't be nominated? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because he's not in the league anymore. That's sad, though. That's really, really sad. So, look, in terms of insights, man, did you guys know that Norwich head coach Dean Smith is unbeaten in all 5 of his Premier League matches against Newcastle and already beat them 2-0 with Aston Villa? Let me double check this. It has to be Premier League matches, right? It has to be Premier League matches, guys, because there's 2 losses that had to happen in the championship. Okay? Let me just make sure I give you guys the right information. Yep, 5 matches in the Premier League, and he's been unbeaten. But for Brentford against Newcastle, he lost both games. So just wanted to interject and make a correction right there so I don't confuse anybody. So, and already beat them 2-0 with Aston Villa this season. So, it's crazy that Dean Smith would actually be managing against Newcastle 3 times this season. That is a weird one, though. That is a very, very weird one. He actually managed against Southampton in back-to-back games, which is, I think that was the first time that it actually ever happened, where a manager managed against a team in consecutive games for different teams. So, however, Dean Smith has lost both of his previous Premier League meetings against Newcastle boss Eddie Howe. All right, so let me see. Newcastle United are unbeaten in their home league matches against Norwich, of which they have won 7 since a 2-0 defeat in September of 1988 in the old First Division, of course. In each of the last 3 league campaigns in which Newcastle and Norwich have met, there has been a hat-trick scored. Georgina Wijnaldum, 2015-16, and Dwight Gale, 16-17 for Newcastle, and Timo Pukki for Norwich in 2019-20. I don't know if we'll see a hat-trick in this game, though. I just want to put it out there. Norwich have won 2 of their last 3 Premier League matches against Newcastle, drawing 1. As many as they had in their previous 10 against them in the competition, winning 2, drawing 3, and losing 5. Andy Madley will be the ref. So, guys, look, in terms of my decision here and my prediction, I'm going to actually, well, wait. You know what? I like what Norwich has done over the last 3 games, right? They have really proven a lot of us wrong. They climbed from the bottom of the table. They leapfrog Newcastle. This is a 6-pointer, guys. And they have an opportunity to go 6 points ahead of the Geordies here, right? It's a great opportunity. But I still see that lack of cutting edge from the Norwich City team and the Newcastle team as well. But the Norwich City team, as I'm talking about them right now, in the final third, they still lack that cutting edge. Did get a lot of opportunities in their previous game, and they weren't able to beat Jose Sa goal, who was also brilliant. So this is something that I actually, I'm worried about in terms of Norwich. They look good in the last 3 games, but are they going to continue? There's also a concern over the selection policy of Dean Smith here. He's still getting to know his team, still getting to know his best 11. You saw he brought Cantwell back, won a game, took him out, brought in, an average American player by the name of Josh Sargent, and he drew the match. So it's up to his selection, I think, here. For Newcastle, listen, Eddie Howe just came in, first game on the touchline, lost to Arsenal. Newcastle, I really don't know what's going on with this team right now. But I think the players all around is not good enough. There's a few standout players like a Callum Wilson, Alain Saint-Maximin comes to mind. But the other players have just not stepped up, and they just average players. They have too many average players in their team, and that's why they've been struggling season after season since promotion to stay alive. You see what I'm saying? Don't make the position last season fool you. They did struggle last season as well. And they've since sacked Steve Bruce, new manager in town, take over everything. But it seems like they would have to rebuild this team from the championship because it ain't looking good at all. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. Their defense, very leaky. Dubravka just came back in goal for Darlow. So it's 1-1 draw, though. I still don't see Norwich beating Newcastle here. I still don't see the teams, separating themselves here. So a 1-1 draw, not the best result for Newcastle, but a solid enough result for Norwich, as I think they would remain unbeaten in November. They would try their hardest to do so when December comes around, which is going to be very, 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 very challenging. So in terms of the next game here, for Newcastle United, they will play Burnley. So they have 2 games, Norwich and Burnley, that they could actually try to get something from, because the next 4 games, it's going to be very difficult. Leicester City away, Liverpool away, City at home, and Man United at home. So it's going to be it's going to get very ugly, man. Eddie Howe could go the rest of the year without a win. And then they do have Everton on the final, for the final match of the year. So it's going to be very, very difficult, man. And points are going to be very hard to come by. As for Norwich, their next game will be against Tottenham. And they also have a rough set of fixtures coming up where they have Tottenham, United, Aston Villa, West Ham, and Arsenal. So win probability not very high in those games, but you never know, man. It's the Premier League we're talking about. So all the best to both teams, guys. Let me know your prediction in the chat. We'll definitely appreciate that. So big up to everybody in here. Once again, big up to Angel. Big up to the boy Thriller. Which unlucky team will Newcastle claim their first win over? I know, right? I know. Hopefully it's not City. See what I mean? Isaiah Paskins, Sergeant is dog water. I never heard that before, but yeah, he's goddamn awful if you ask me. We have Burbacks in the house. How are you doing? Nice to see some new faces around here. He says, let's start Ballon d'Or. Come on, bro. Let's not waste our time, please. Let's not do that, man. Why waste our time talking about Ballon d'Or? I think we are fascinated about the Ballon d'Or, you know what I mean? I think we are. I think there's this aura around the Ballon d'Or that enchants people. Seriously, I think that's what it is. But we're not going to do that, though. We're not going to do that. We're really not going to do that right now. I have more important things to do, and I have a lot of games to talk about, and I won't waste my time on the Ballon d'Or at all. So, it's a joke. Seriously, I do think it's a joke. But, guys, if you haven't yet liked the video, make sure you do so. I did go and, source some fresh tracks for you, so keep your ears peeled for the fresh tracks in the background. All right, let me bring it back from the top because these tunes are actually very, very, very hot. Got a little Afro beats in the background for you. You know what I mean? A little hip hop as well. A little trap. You know what I'm saying? The boy Dom doing a goddamn thing. So, guys, let's move on to the next game, though. And that game is the match between Leeds and Crystal Palace. So, Leeds versus Crystal Palace. This one was also a very difficult one to predict, because... Palace, Leeds need a hand out there. So, it was pretty difficult to come up with a prediction for this one. But, guys, get your prediction ready and share it with me after I'm done previewing this game. So, Brighton 0, Leeds 0 in their last game. Crystal Palace 1, Aston Villa 2. In terms of their last meeting here, between Leeds and Crystal Palace. What happened last season? You may ask. Leeds 2, Crystal Palace 0. And the home match for Palace was a 4-1 win over Leeds United. They previously met back in the 2012-13 season in the Championship, where the first game ended in a win for Leeds and the second match a 2-2 draw. So, yeah. Leeds have had the better Crystal Palace in their last 10 games dating back to 2007, with Palace only picking up 2 wins during that period. In terms of their Premier League results, all-time results, 8 matches played. 1 draw, one draw, 3 wins for Palace and 4 wins for Leeds. So we know we most likely will get a result here. Teams will separate, from each other. We will get one team will get 3 points in this game. And I am leading towards that prediction as well. I just revealed to you which team I think will get 3 points pretty soon. So this will be the first meeting between Patrick Vieira and Marcelo Bielsa. And Bielsa do have 2 games against Palace, a loss and a win. So, in terms of their home record against Palace, 4 matches, 2 wins for Leeds, 1 loss and a win for Crystal. Well, 1 loss and a draw, pardon me. So, the draw did come on home soil for Leeds United. In terms of the notes, Patrick Bamford and Luke Ayling are now with the under-23s, which means they're getting back to full fitness slowly but surely. Robin Koch is still recovering from injury, but he's not the best defender in my opinion, so they're probably better off without Robin Koch, the German man. For Crystal Palace, Joachim Andersen is still out injured, and James MacArthur is struggling with a hamstring injury. Guys, did you actually know that in Premier League history, only Alan Shearer, 15, and Wayne Rooney, 13, have scored more goals on Tuesdays than Crystal Palace striker Christian Benteke? Did you know that? With 12. Since their return to the Premier League last season, Leeds have won 5 of their 6 midweek matches in the competition, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, winning all 4 of their games on a Tuesday. Crystal Palace have scored at least once in each of their last 8 league matches, just having a longer run of 11 matches between January and March of 2019. So they've been looking good on the, Patrick Vieira there. The only manager in the Premier League that I've met in real life. Actually met the man, shook his hand, and then went on vacation and had my son Liam. So the man has the Midas touch, if you ask me, man. I don't want to actually shake his hand in the future. You know, I think I've had enough kids right now. So, Leeds, seriously. I hope Liam turns out to be a pro footballer, though. So, soccer player. He's in America. Leeds have won each of their last 5 home league matches against Palace since the 1-0 defeat in the championship in March of 2006. So the referee will be Kevin Friend. So guys, look. What's my prediction for this game? Let me just start by saying that Leeds are one of the most disjointed team you would ever see, right? I think they're losing a bit of steam where teams are beginning to outrun Leeds. And last season, you could not have outrun this team. This team just ran for the entire 90 minutes. And that's what they base their football on, running. You see what I'm saying? Running, high intensity, and just, you know, grinding down the opponent with their constant running and pressing. But it seems as if the team have been struggling with injury. And this was a concern last season, but they managed to survive. And I could remember commentator Karen Carney actually, if I'm getting the name right, criticized Leeds United for this exact thing. And there was a little bit of backlash for that. Leeds, they did well. But this season, they're not looking good at all, man. They are not looking good. They're the team that can't defend for their lives. They have players playing in multiple positions, so nothing is really constant with this Leeds United team. And as I mentioned, they have struggled with injury, which leaves the team, you know, somewhat incohesive. You know what I'm saying? Because you have Rafinha in, then he's out. Rodrigo out, then he's back in. You have Harrison still trying to, you know, find form this season. I think they're really missing Patrick Bamford up top, where they've been using Dan James as an auxiliary striker. Not really. He did score a goal, but, you know, that's Dan James when you really think about it, though. So Calvin Phillips have been playing as a defender for most of the time as well, and I think they're definitely missing Luke Ayling. If it wasn't for the Frenchman, Ilian Millier, the young, brilliant keeper, Millier, I think Leeds would have actually picked up fewer points. I don't think that Junior Firpo has done anything since he, you know, joined the team from Barcelona, to be honest. Really don't think so. But guys like Liam Cooper and Stuart Dallas, you know, they continue to work hard. So, look, this game could go anyway. But, look, I like what I see from Crystal Palace this season. But the only thing is they have to be a bit more consistent and they have to manage games a lot better. They have a setback here with Mark Guehi and the Joachim Anderson and Guehi partnership at the back broken up. James Tompkins stepped in and, you know what happened? They lost the last game against Aston Villa. But Tyreek Mitchell have looked bright. Joel Ward have been a good servant. The team has been playing much better football under Patrick Vieira. We know this. We really know this. This is something that we know. All right? Conor Gallagher has been their best player this season. Players like Michael Olise, he's coming through the ranks. Checo Kouyaté, you know, he's looking good. Eberechi Eze back in the fold as well. But, you know, the likes of Zaha Benteke has to continue contributing like they have been so far this season. And the other French players have to also step up. You know, Hudson Edward, their Newman as well, got to step up. Lost his place in the starting 11 to Benteke recently. Guys, I think Palace is going to win this game. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Palace. Leeds will score. Maybe Rafinha, maybe Rodrigo. But I just think this Palace team is playing some quality football at the moment. And it would just be a little bit too much on the day for Leeds United. So that's my thoughts on that game in terms of their next matches for Leeds United. They will play Brentford, and they have Chelsea. Look, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be a rough period for Leeds United. They have to absolutely get something tomorrow against Crystal Palace. and on Sunday against Brentford, because you have Chelsea, City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Villa coming up. It's going to be a very, very tough December for Leeds. You could say it's going to be a very dark December for Leeds United. All the best. All the best, man. For Crystal Palace, they do have United at Old Trafford. That's a winnable game. We know that. They got Everton, the struggling Southampton, and the very inconsistent Watford. So they have a kind of set of fixtures coming up where they also have Tottenham, Norwich in December. So they have a very kind December where they could actually continue doing well and get closer to survival before the new year starts and look at achieving some other goals. You see what I mean? Reassessing the goals, ticking off some boxes, and then maybe try to get a top 10 conference league. So what's your prediction for this one, guys? Talk to me. Phil Jones, you're back for United. Oh, man, congrats. 3-1 Palace. Ben take a hat trick. Ooh. Let me see what else we got here. Big up to the boy Thriller. yeah. That was crazy, man. The boy Isaiah. Alfin says Rafinha go to Liverpool. Well, he's been in the rumors lately where he's been linked with a move to Liverpool. I've been talking about that for some time too, even last season. And if Liverpool managed to pick up a player like Rafinha, they get him for about 45 million or so euros. That'll be a good snatch. There's also been Luis Diaz, the Colombian international who plays for Porto. He's been linked with a move to Liverpool as well. So, let's see. But we'll talk more about Liverpool a bit later. So, big up to the boy, Prime Time, Gervais, who's saying 2-2. What else we got here? We have That Iron Steve. Who is this? Hi, I watch all the time, but my first time chatting. Is this Steve? Is this the Steve I'm thinking about? Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Arik Mahmoud, Leeds 1, Crystal Palace 4. Thank you for your prediction, man. Look, guys, we're going to keep it moving. We have a lot to talk about tonight. And I'm going to be a very, very, very busy man this week. So make sure you like up the video if you haven't yet done so. We got 30 likes. We need 20 more to get to 50. We got close to 50 people in here right now, guys. Smash the thumbs up button if you haven't yet done so. So the next match that we're going to talk about is the game between Southampton and Leicester City. And this is a game that brings back bad memories for the Southampton players and the fans. PTSD, man, they don't want a repeat of what happened 2 seasons ago. Not at all. So Liverpool 4, Southampton 0 in their last game. Leicester 4, Watford 2. In terms of the last time these two teams met, it was a 1-1 draw. And believe it or not, semi-final of the, well, I'm jumping the gun there, but Leicester did win 1-0 in the semi-final of the FA Cup that they went on to win, and 2-0 against Southampton last season. Southampton, right? Look, Southampton did pick up a win after the 9-0 drubbing. So the same season that they got battered 9-0, they did bounce back to win the game 2-1. So they do have 2 wins in their last 10 matches against Leicester City, along with 2 draws in all 3 of the local competitions, the League Cup, and the FA Cup. So it's not Southampton's favorite fixture to actually partake in. Let's just put it that way. Let's just make that clear. 30 total matches between these two teams. 8 wins for Southampton, 12 for Leicester, and 10 draws. Leicester have been much better lately. Maybe Southampton had more joy in the past. So in terms of their home record, 15 matches, 6 draws, 5 wins for Southampton, and 4 wins for Leicester City. Brendan Rodgers would meet Ralf Hasenhüttl for the 6th time, and Rodgers have only lost once to the Austrian. This would be the 7th meeting between Hasenhüttl versus Leicester 2 wins, a draw, and 3 L's. 13th meeting between, 13th time a Brendan Rodgers team will be playing Southampton. He does have great success against them. 7 wins, 2 draws, and 3 losses. So, look, in terms of the notes, guys, Stuart Armstrong remains out for Southampton with an injury. Jack Stevens is back from injury. And Diallo and Elianusi are back in contention after not featuring in the squad versus Liverpool. For Leicester City, Yuri Tillemans, he is still out. Ricardo Pereira, still injured. Sometimes, you get these updates and then before the game, you see these guys in the starting 11 or on the bench. So just note that players do, return to fitness sometimes, even though they are deemed unfit for the game. Wesley Fofana, we know, would be out. James Justin also recovering. So that's just some updates in terms of injuries, suspension for both teams. Guys, we actually don't have anything here in terms of any insights, right? Let me see if I get anything on the Google side here to share with you. This is weird. This is actually the first time I've seen this here. Match-related content will appear here. Where's the match-related content, though? Please, could somebody tell me? Premier League, you're not doing your job, or you've just been way too slow at doing it. So, look, did you guys know Southampton have had a player sent off in each of their last 3 home league games against Leicester? Pierre-Emile Hybier in the 2018-19 season, Ryan Bertrand in the 2019-20, and Yannick Vestergaard last season. But luckily for Southampton, none of these players actually are still at the club, right? None. After winning just 3 of their first 38 away games against Southampton, drawing 14 and losing 21, Leicester have now won 3 of their last 4 visits to St. Mary's, drawing 1, while netting 16 goals in the process. So far in 2021, Southampton have lost 6 of their 7 midweek league games, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, winning the other. The Saints have conceded 25 goals in these 7 games, including a 9-0 loss at Manchester United in February. Southampton's home games have seen fewer goals scored than any other side in the Premier League this season, with 9, with the Saints scoring 5 and conceding 4 in their 6 games at St. Mary's so far this term. Leicester City have both scored and conceded in each of their last 13 Premier League away games, right? Scored 20 and they've conceded 21. In the Premier League history, only Blackburn have had a longer run of both scoring and conceded in consecutive away games, 14 between May of 2011 and February of 2012. So, what's my prediction for this game, guys? Look, Leicester must be buoyed after that big win against Watford. As for Southampton, I think they had a little period there where they were doing well, picked up a couple wins, a draw, but they have since lost back-to-back games, right? And it seems like when they meet the more quality oppositions right now, they have been struggling. But they did lose to Norwich, lost to Liverpool in their last games. But prior to that, beat Villa, beat Watford, and they put out a good showing in the EFL Cup against Chelsea, only lost to Pens, drew to Burnley, they beat Leeds, so they were really building up a head of steam, but there's been a setback in this Southampton team, a new-look Southampton team with a lot of fresh, faces, really good youngsters. Livramento, Broya comes to mind, and you have guys like Perot, Lianco as well comes to mind. I think the team is in a rebuilding phase, and they will, I think, struggle to pick up points this season. They're going to be in the conversation when it comes to relegation, I think. They won't get relegated, in my opinion. I'm not going to say they're going to get relegated right now. It's a possibility, but I'm going to say they won't get relegated. We talk about Newcastle when it comes to that, right? But they've just had this, they haven't been consistent. Not a good start to the season. Bounced back a bit, but it seems like they're heading in that downward direction once again. As for Leicester, look, I was concerned that they would not have been creative enough without a Yuri Tillemans, but Maddison stepped up big time in the snow last time around. And Jamie Vardy, his movement and him being so clinical in front of goal really, really helped this Leicester City team. Lookman looked good in the game as well. And Harvey Barnes off the bench. They just played as a unit in their last game. And it has been a slow start to things this season for Leicester City. But that 4-2 win against Watford, the 3-1 win against Legia Warsaw, it would do them a whole lot of good, though. Really would. Really, really would. And they also have a win against Manchester United under their belt to brag about this season. So they haven't been terrible, but they haven't been that Leicester City that we know could be very, very good like the last 2 seasons. Look, Ndidi Sumare in the midfield, they're rock solid. I could see Evans and Soyuncu, they still have problems at the back. Still have a little bit of problems at the back there. And with Pereira not being in the team, I think he's better than Castagna in my opinion. And James Justin is continues to be a big miss as well. So the defense has not been the best. But I still think they would have enough firepower to go out there and defeat Southampton 3-1. That's my prediction. 3-1 to Leicester. And they would continue to climb in the Premier League table. That would take them up to 21 points. And if other results go their way, they could end up being in the top 6. Or at least they'll stay in the top 10. So there you have it. Leicester 3, Southampton 1. My prediction. In terms of Leicester, their next game would be against Aston Villa. Then they have Napoli in the Europa League, Newcastle, Tottenham. Good bit of fixtures coming up for them, I gotta say. For 15th place, Southampton. They do have the South Coast Derby against Brighton and Hove Albion next. Then they have Arsenal, Palace, Brentford. Some games that they could actually pull things back in. Seriously, they got some kind games coming up, but it could also go pear-shaped for them as well, or continue to go pear-shaped for them. So what's your thoughts on this one, guys? Talk to me. Do appreciate that. Big up to everybody in the chat right now, man. You guys are the real deal. Eric, how are you doing? Ballon d'Or this year is full of bias. The Ballon d'Or this year is full of shit, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? So, what else we got here, man? Let me see. Let me see what we got here. Prime Time, how are you doing? Gervais. Phil Jones, 2-1 to the Foxes. Zachary in the house. How you doing, Zachary? Irvin Vita. Shout out. I like to shout people out during the break. Big up to Palomo, Johnny Longs. Guys, make sure you like the video. 14 away from 50 thumbs up, okay? All right, we're going to keep it moving. You guys need to be a bit respectable to each other in the chat. Would definitely appreciate that. I will definitely be banning people, okay? And you guys are mods as well. Just want to, the mods act like mods. Okay? Thank you. Big up to anybody watching the replay right now. Remember, you could actually skip around. Time stamps there. And we've already gone 49 minutes. Unbelievable. Damn. Let's go. I thought I was only streaming for 30 minutes tops. But the next game we're going to talk about is Wolves versus Burnley. Woo! Wolves. I think in my next lifetime, I might actually be a Wolverhampton Wanderers fan. You know what I'm saying? Come in the live stream dressed up in all yellow. You see what I'm saying? So, let's go. Let's talk. Last game, Norwich 0. Well, I think I wrote down the wrong thing there, I think I wrote down, I don't know why I wrote down Norwich for the Wolves game. Why did I do that? God damn. That's a boo-boo. But the last game, I wrote Leeds. I don't know why I wrote Leeds. But Norwich 0, Wolves 0. Let me just make that correction right there. All right? So, yeah, no big deal. We ain't got no Norwich or Wolves or Burnley fans in here right now anyways. Nobody cares. So, last game, Norwich 0, Wolves 0. Burnley versus Tottenham was actually postponed, so their previous match was a 3-3 draw against Crystal Palace. So, what happened between these teams the last time they met? I want to give you guys as much information as possible. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. Wolves, Burnley. Last season, a 4-0 win for Burnley at Molineux, and at Turf Moor, a 2-1 win for Burnley. So Burnley did the double over Wolverhampton Wanderers. And just for some fun information, Wolves has only picked up 1 win in their last 10 games against Burnley. Oh, man. But this is a new look Wolves, though, right? Oh! Yeah, that's confirmation there. But Burnley has a very, very good record against Wolverhampton Wanderers. 8 matches total in the Premier League era. 3 wins for Burnley, 3 wins for Wolves, and 2 games have ended in draws. This will be the first time that Bruno Lage in charge is meeting Sean Dyche. First time, but Dyche do have 10 games against Wolves, winning 5, drawing 4, and losing once. This will be the first time Bruno Lage is coming up against a team like Burnley. Burnley are a one-of-a-kind team, you know what I mean? Like, I think teams from other leagues would actually struggle against Burnley, man. Burnley is a weird team to play against. Very, very weird. So, yeah. In terms of the notes here, Wolves continue to be without Pedro Neto. Daniel Podence is out after he tested positive for the coronavirus. Never a good thing. Johnny Otto, Spanish left back, remains out injured. Oscar Burr, USN Mosquera, all long-term injuries so far this season. And Bruno Jordao remains out. For Burnley, Ashley Barnes and Dale Stevens remain a doubt for this game. And for Burnley, they get a little bit more rest than a few of the other teams because of the postponed game against Tottenham. And James Tarkowski, in result of the postponed game, would still be out. He should still be out, suspended after picking up 5 yellow cards before the halfway point of the season. So, do we have anything here in terms of the Did You Know section? Nah, we ain't got nothing here. So, I'm going to have to get plan B. When plan A doesn't work, you reach for plan B. So, did you know, after winning 7 consecutive top-flight games against Burnley between 1974 and 2018, Wolves are winless in their last 5 Premier League games against the Claret, drawing 2 and losing 3. Burnley did the league double over Wolves last season. They've not won more consecutively against them in the league since a run of 4 straight victories between 1912 and 1931. Oh my God, that's a long time. Since their return to the Premier League in 2018, Wolves have won 4 of their 5 Premier League games on a Wednesday, losing the other. Burnley have won 4 of their last 5 Premier League away games played on a Wednesday, drawing 1. The Clarets had lost their first 3 such games in the competition. Last but not least, Wolves have won each of their last 3 Premier League home games, last winning 4 in a row in the top flight at Molineux in March, April of 1975. Way before a lot of us were born, me for sure. So, look, in terms of my prediction for this one, and I think it's on point. I actually thought I predicted something different, but look, I know Wolves have been playing some good football. They started slowly, but they've since picked things up. But they've remained a very low-scoring team where only Hwang Hee-chan and Raul Jimenez seems to be troubling the goal these days, right? That's a bit of a concern to me. I think they let Norwich in a little bit too often in their last game, and Jose Sa had to bail them out with some good saves. I think Burnley are going to be a thorn in their side, and Maxwell Cornet has been a breath of fresh air. He's still not 100% fit, but still featuring for Burnley, so they have to be very careful with him and manage his game time, carefully. But players need to step up. Josh Brownhill, Dwight McNeil, the younger guys in the team, gotta step up. I think James Tarkowski is gonna be a big miss here. He's gonna be a huge miss. So whoever comes in for him, if it's Nathan Collins coming in for him, I think he would have to actually, take his game to a next level, because he's a young defender. And I like what I've seen from Matt Lowton and Charlie Taylor this season, the fullbacks, right? Really, they've really stepped things up. Chris Wood would always remain a threat. Vidra off the bench as well, and Rodriguez comes to mind. So, look, my prediction for this game, guys, I'm going to go for a draw, though. I'm going to go for a draw. I think with the rest and with Burnley's recent form, I think they'll get something. And if just for your reminder, the last 3 games, actually the last 4 games in the Premier League, they managed to get points in. 2-2 against Southampton, 3-1 win against Brentford, a 1-1 draw against the mighty Chelsea, 3-3 against Crystal Palace. So they're not looking too bad lately, but they still remain in the relegation zone, as we know, and they only have a solitary win this season, that win that came against Brentford. So a win would do them big here. It could take them out of the relegation zone. They do have a better goal difference than Leeds, but I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in this game. For them, their next game would be against Newcastle. They have some winnable games here, man. The Wolf game is going to be rough, but the Newcastle game, we know Newcastle are ripe for the picking these days. West Ham, the battle of the claret and blue teams. Watford, Aston Villa, Everton. They got some nice games coming up here, and this could be the period where Burnley could pounce and actually get their season really going here. So, look, for Wolverhampton Wanderers, who's been one of the most informed teams lately, their next game would be against Liverpool. That one is going to be a tough one. Then they got Man City, Brighton, and Chelsea. They got a tough December. They really got a tough December, man. They got the next run. The next 8 games is very hard. But look, I listened to a Bruno Lage interview. He speaks very well, and he says that they just needs to continue to be positive and get those results, but they need to start scoring a bit more goals. So what are you guys saying in the chat? Big up to everybody right now. We are almost halfway through. That's 4 matches down, and we're going to move on to the 5th game pretty soon, but big up to everybody. So Thriller is saying, you getting those numbers from Transfer Marked? Yes, I am. I do use Transfer Marked. I do use Google and the Premier League website in the background as the source where I get my information. There's other sites that I could use, like a Sofa Score or whatever else, but I don't really want to get too in-depth when I have to talk about 10 matches. You understand? You see, it will be all night. I don't have the time, man. The turnaround have been too quick. So we're not going to be hanging out for 3 hours today. You feel me? My wife misses me. Right, wife? Right? She says yes. So we're going to keep the ball rolling. And with that being said, the next game is the London Derby between Tottenham, don't say Hotspur, and Brentford, newly promoted. Could somebody say Derby? We love a Derby. We love a Derby, man. So nothing in terms of head-to-head in terms of the Premier League, but in terms of the last game there, Tottenham 2, Leeds 1. Moura 2, Tottenham 1, and the game between them and Burnley postponed. Brentford beat Everton a goal to nil to halt their slump, because they were really going through a slump. What was that? But 4 losses on a trot for Brentford? That was 3 losses and a draw there. So they've really pulled things back in their last 2 games. They're on 16 points and not looking, too bad. I think their deputy keeper Alvaro Fernandez have really acclimatized, and he looked better than he did in his first couple of games, because we know that David Raya is out long term. So just for some information for you, all-time results, only 3 matches played and 3 wins for Spurs. And maybe there's other results if I dig deeper, but these games go all the way back to the 1992-93 League Cup and the EFL Cup. They did meet each other last season. 2-0 win for Spurs. They will meet twice this season, of course, you know that. So, look, Thomas Frank versus Conte. This will be the first time these 2 managers are meeting each other. And Antonio Conte has 1 game against Brentford. And that game came for Chelsea, a 4-0 win for Chelsea in the FA Cup in 2017. So for Thomas Frank, he does have 1 game against Tottenham. And that's the EFL Cup match that was played earlier this year, January 5th, last season. And that was, actually semifinals. That was I can't even remember them meeting in the semifinals of the League Cup that Tottenham went on to lose, of course. Remember that. Remember when Mourinho got sacked before the final there. So they're the things that Tottenham Spur does. The things that they do, man. Weird. Very, very weird. So, look, for Tottenham, Christian Romero, Giovanni Lo Celso, and Dane Scarlett were all doubts for the Burnley game. They remain doubts, but they have a couple extra days to recover for this game. So, they might just feature. I think one of these players may feature, and most likely it might be Giovanni Lo Celso, if I have to take a guess. Tottenham, their last game officially, lost to Slovenian champions Mura. And that's piss poor. Poor, very poor. Unacceptable for a team of Tottenham's stature with a stadium like theirs and everything. The money they got, money ain't everything, you know what I mean? Mura was formed in 2012, for God's sake. And they beat Tottenham in the Conference League. A strong Tottenham team too, so they have a lot of introspection. They have a lot of thinking to do, because it can't continue like this, man. You change manager, things must change, and it seems as if things are not changing. Conte, 3 games now? 1 win, 1 draw, and a loss, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So I think he got 2 wins. 2 wins, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, man, I don't want to dwell on that too much. But for Brentford, David Raya remains out with a long-term injury. Christopher Aya, long-term as well. Josh De Silva has been out. And Zanka, Mr. Jurgensen, the Dane defender, he's a doubt for this game as well. So do we have anything over here? The Premier League have not been doing their job in terms of updating these things. And I told y'all about the turnaround. The turnaround has been so swift that they didn't even have time to update those things, because they actually have time before those games, because we have today's Monday, and they have games. This game is on Thursday. So they're saying to themselves, yeah, we got time, right? But I do have a backup option here, Google Insights. Tottenham are unbeaten in their last 11 meetings with Brentford in all competition, winning 8, drawing 3 since a 2-0 loss in March of 1948. Their most recent meeting was in the EFL Cup last season, a 2-0 semi-final victory for Spurs. This is the first ever top-flight meeting between Tottenham and Brentford, with the Bees winning just one of their 6 second-tier meetings between 1947 and 1949, drawing 2 and losing 3. So guys, just think about what I just said. Second-tier meeting. Tottenham was not always a top-tier team. There's Man City was relegated in the 90s. You see what I'm saying? So when you think about it, sometimes you can't be too judgmental of teams where people say, oh, your team would never do this, your team would never do that. Never say never, man. You see what I mean? Never, ever say never, because some of the teams we've seen right now in League 2 or League 1, 20 years' time, they could be Premier League teams. All right? Brentford, testament to that. Before football was suspended due to the lockdown in March of 2020, Tottenham had never lost a Premier League match on a Thursday, winning 7 and drawing 5. Since then, Spurs have lost 3 of their 5 Thursday matches in the competition. Talk about Thursday. And I recommend a song by The Weeknd called Thursday. Go check it out. Tottenham have lost each of their last 5 Premier League London derby matches. Last losing more consecutively between March of 2003 and January 2004. 6. Brentford have what it takes to actually make it a 6. We shall see. Think they do, you know. Brentford ended a run of 5 Premier League matches without a win, drawing 1 and losing 4 with a 1-0 home win over Everton last time out. The Bees are looking for consecutive top-flight wins for the first time since September of 1946, which means that they did get relegated in 1946 because 1947 they were in the second tier, right? Oh, man. Oh, man. Old-time stats, man. So, look, what's my prediction for this game? To be honest, guys, after the result, Tottenham, Moura, they got to bounce back, right? They really got to bounce back. But Man United recently beat Tottenham, and everybody's been beating United. You see what I'm saying? Or United has been struggling to beat everybody else. They brush aside Tottenham, right? Everton, who's been struggling, got a 0-0 draw against Tottenham, right? They had to come from behind to beat Leeds United as well, right? Guys, I'm skeptical to predict any sort of a 3 points here for Tottenham. Very skeptical. Even though they got a top-class manager in Antonio Conte, I don't think it's the manager is a problem. I think the players are the problem. I think psychologically they're just not there. Harry Kane, it ain't there, man. That's a shell. That's a shell. You know, that's Harry Kane's ghost of last season out there. Because, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Because how could you have one in match day, going into match day 14, you got 1 goal and I think 1 assist? That is not good, man. That Man City link have definitely effed him up big time. But he does have 4 goals in the Conference League with 1 assist. And he has 1 in the Carabao Cup. He got 2 in the Conference League playoffs as well. So he does have goals, and he has about 1 million for England against Albania and Andorra and San Marino and these teams. You see what I mean? You get what's going on here. Premier League, 11 games, 1 goal, 1 assist. This is not good enough. Not good enough for the captain of England at all. Not good enough, if you ask me. The other players have to step up as well. Son have been missing lately. Lucas Moura as well. And it's going to take time for things to settle under Antonio Conte. Give him some time, man. Give him some time. You see what I'm saying? Give him some time. Stop clocking the guy. Give him some time. For Brentford, very dangerous team. We know this. Ivan Toney is a dangerous player. Brandon Buemo as well. Sergi Canos and Rico Henry, swashbuckling fullbacks. Their defense remains a worry for me, though. I think with Christopher Aya, Pontus Janssen, and Ethan Pinnock back there early on in the season, they looked a little better, but they've looked a bit shaky, though, and they've been rotating a bit. You know what I'm saying? We had a new man in the last time around. I think his name is Charlie Good. You see what I'm saying? And I don't know what it is, though, but every time I say the name Good, I just can't help singing Oh, Charlie, Charlie be good tonight, yeah. Yeah, but their defense remains a problem, though. You know what I'm saying? So the midfielders in Norgard, Janelt, Onyeka, if Shandon Baptiste features, they need to actually show things up and protect their back line a bit more. And protect Alvaro Fernandez, their deputy goalkeeper, a bit more as well. But look, seeing that Brentford under Frank is a very, very positive team, and Tottenham have been struggling this season to find the back of the net and to just get consistent result. I have no choice but to go for a draw here, a 2-2 draw. I'm not going to say they're going to lose the game. It is possible, but I'm going to say a respectable 2-2 draw here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. State of the art, right? But not playing state of the art football whatsoever. Look, 2-2 draw in terms of their next games here for Tottenham. Don't say Hotspur. The next match will be against Norwich. So they got games coming up that they could win, you know. Brighton, Leicester. Big one against Liverpool December 19th. Palace, Southampton. You know, Conte has, you know, time to turn things around, turn his fortunes around there at Spurs. They're not bad. 19 points right now after 12 matches. 7th. That's not bad at all, if you ask me. That was not bad enough to sack Nuno, if you ask me. So I think it was a little premature, but it's a situation where you meet a girl, you like the girl, you hook up with the girl, and then you spend a couple nights with her and you're like, nah, boy, I don't know about this one, you know. I don't know. Bye-bye. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up. For Brentford, their next game will be against Leeds United. That'll be a fun one. Then they got Watford and then Manchester United. So all the best to both teams. What's your prediction? Share it with me in the chat. We're halfway through, guys. 5 matches down, 5 to go. We got West Ham, Brighton coming up. Watford, Chelsea coming up. We got a game between Aston Villa and Manchester City, Everton versus Liverpool, and Manchester United versus Arsenal as we look to wind down today's stream in our 12 minutes so far. I didn't even realize I had that comment up there right now. Still, goddamn. Didn't look at the chat, though. So, yeah. Big up to everybody. Aaron, Guy, Robert, don't forget they have, okay, repetition for choking. Okay. Brentford are going down. That's your prediction there. Okay. Big up to the boy Robert Robinson. We got Steven here. Oh, wow. Where's the other Steve guy? I would like to see both of these guys in here at the same time. Doesn't look like it. See what I'm saying? Doesn't look like these guys are in here at the same time. It might have been Steven here earlier. You know what I'm saying? So, let me see. All right. YouTube probably got so many complaints from sensitive people. Oh, yeah. You're talking about the dislike button and thing like that? Removed it. Doesn't make sense. It makes YouTubers worse, in my opinion. The dislike button, guys, I think the dislike button is absolutely useless, right? I think what they should have done was if you leave a dislike, in order to leave the dislike, you must leave a comment with the dislike so that we can know who disliked the video and know why you disliked the video. But some people just dislike because they just want to dislike. Some people just hate. They just don't like your voice. They just don't like you. And they just dislike. I think it's a great thing. I love it. Get rid of the dislike. Loving it, man. Loving it. But big up to everybody. Appreciate it. You know what I mean? So we're going to keep it moving, though. Hour, 14 minutes. We're going to look to get this thing wrapped up under 2 hours today. And let's see if we could be successful in doing so. We're going to move on to the next match. And with that being said, the next game is between West Ham and Brighton. 8 total Premier League matches between these teams, right? Not a rich history, but still, there's some. Man City 2, West Ham 1 in their last game. Brighton 0, Leeds United 0. What happened last time these teams met, man? What happened? Still waiting for my freaking page to load here to get the last season results. All right. So, West Ham versus Brighton. Draws for the last 5 games. Absolutely wow. Draws for the last 5 games. Unbelievable, right? And previously, there were 3 wins for West Ham when Brighton just came up into the Premier League. Did meet in the Championship. Well, that was back in 2012. 6-0 win for West Ham, 1-0 win for West Ham. So, look. 8 Premier League matches. There have been 5 draws. 3 wins for Brighton. So, look. Oh, I was actually reading that one wrong. I was reading that one wrong, guys. It's 3 wins for Brighton and 5 draws. I don't know why I read that wrong, though. Yeah, 3 wins for Brighton when they just came into the Premier League. So, pardon me. I'm glad I caught that. Remember, I'm only human. I do make mistakes, so don't dislike the video. Oh, my God. Anyways, man, 5 draws in the last 5 Premier League meetings, though. All have been goals. So every time these teams meet, there's been goals. That's a good thing. So David Moyes versus Graham Potter here. This will be the 4th meeting, and all 3 games have ended in draws. Graham Potter's 4 matches against West Ham all ended in draws. David Moyes against Brighton, 1 win, 3 draws, and a loss. And that win came when he was in charge of, that was actually Preston versus Brighton back in 2002. Okay. So I'm pretty sure we don't have any information over here. So we just go on the squads. You get a little visual of both the squads there. And let me just get some information for you for these for this game in terms of the insights here. All right. Each of the last 5 Premier League meetings between West Ham and Brighton have finished level. Only 2 fixtures in the competition's history have had longer runs of consecutive draws. Aston Villa versus West Ham, 7 draws between 1998 and 2001, and Birmingham versus Liverpool, 7 between 2005 and 2010. Brighton have never lost 8. Brighton have never lost in 8 Premier League meetings with West Ham, right? The most his side have faced the Hammers without defeat in the competition. West Ham are undefeated in their last 7 midweek, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday Premier League games, winning 4 and drawing 3. Winning each of the last 4 in a row. The Hammers had lost 9 of their previous 11 such games prior to this run, winning 2. Having failed to win any of their first 11 Premier League games played on Wednesdays, a lot of this is focused on the days the matches are played, right? I know. They draw 6 and lost 5. Brighton have won their last such match on this date, beating Liverpool 1-0 at Anfield in February. Brighton have scored 25 goals in their last 25 Premier League away games against London sides, with 40% of these coming in their 4 visits to West Ham. So Brighton absolutely loves to play against West Ham United here. Absolutely love to play against West Ham. So just for some more notes here, West Ham will be without Angelo Ogbonna, who's out for the rest of the season with an ACL injury. Aaron Cresswell, injured versus City, crashed into the post, is a doubt. He had a sore back. For Brighton, Dan Burn and Steven Alzate was reported back in training but wasn't risked for the Leeds United game. They remain a doubt. Enoch Mwepu is fit again. He was on the bench. Danny Welbeck is back in training but not yet 100% and didn't make the bench versus Leeds United. What's my prediction here? What is my prediction? So, for West Ham United, they absolutely need to bounce back after losing their last 2 Premier League matches. They must bounce back. This is not the West Ham we come to know. They've been one of the most consistent teams in the league over the last 2 seasons, and they've been scoring tons of goals. Behind City, Liverpool, Chelsea, it's West Ham when it comes to banging the ball in the back of the net. But they've had a setback. Wolves 1, West Ham 0, City 2, West Ham 1. And that came after that remarkable 3-2 victory against Liverpool. You know what happens every time you beat Liverpool, right? You go into a slump. Ask Southampton if you don't believe me, you know what I'm saying? You go into somewhat of a slump. It could be happening to West Ham United here, right? But they have been playing some good football. Did win in the Europa League, 2-0 against Rapid Vienna. And I think Brighton, in the form that they're in right now, is an ideal team for West Ham to play. Brighton have not won a game, I think, in their last 8 Premier League matches. And we're seeing that old Brighton and Hove Albion creeping back in, where they are lacking the goal scorers. No goals scored in their last 2. Drew 1-1 against Newcastle. Drew against Liverpool, which was a big result if you ask me. Drew against Leicester and then lost on pens. Lost to City. Drew to Norwich 0-0. Drew to Arsenal 0-0. So the goals have been drying up, man. 1-1 to Crystal. The goals have been drying up. And you got Neil Maupay to blame. Welbeck's injury to blame. Trossard does chip in with a goal or 2 here and there. Defender here and there. But they're not scoring enough goals. Not clinical enough in the final third, if you ask me. And this is going to be a very open game of football, because we know Brighton, they play some attractive football. We know West Ham play some attractive football. And I think they were really outplayed against Man City in the snow. And they got to bounce back. I could see them bouncing back here and picking up their first ever win against Brighton and Hove Albion, 3-1 to West Ham. It's a gutsy prediction. I didn't factor in the history, to be completely honest. But I just have a good feeling that West Ham will bounce back. To lose 3 in a row or go winless 3 in a row, I don't think, that'll be a big setback for them. They might actually have they might actually get lucky even if they lose the game, because we know Arsenal got United. And we know Wolves are 3 points behind. So they do have a cushion there. They do have a cushion, but they won't want to fall too far behind the top 3. And they would want to keep up the pace and get Champions League football for the first time in their history. So I'm going to go for West Ham to win the game 3-1. Brighton not scoring enough goals, and West Ham will get their shooting boots back here. And most likely Antonio will get on the score sheet. But they've been very, very solid. So, look, for West Ham, their next game will be against Chelsea. London derby coming up this Saturday. Brighton, first game, I think, Saturday. Then they got Dinamo Zagreb in the Europa League, and then Burnley, Arsenal, Norwich. Some nice games coming up for West Ham United. For Brighton and Hove Albion here. For Brighton, Southampton, South Coast derby. Tottenham, Wolves. Good games coming up for Brighton. They would look to pick up some points here. You don't want to fall way behind. Next 4 games, at least get, let's say, 5 points, man. You know what I mean? And keep the thing going. Keep it going. So that's my thoughts. That's my prediction. Let me know yours in the chat. Big up to everybody in here right about now. All 60 plus of you guys in here right now. Make sure you smash up the thumbs up button. We need 2 more to get to 50. Let's make it happen, guys. We got a 1-1 here. 1-1. What else we got here, man? What else we got? If only Brighton would take those chances put in by Cucurella and Tariq Lamptey, man. Very exciting wingers, if you ask me. This is going to be a good game. It's going to be a very, very good game, though. So, yeah. Let me see. I'm hungry, guys. Very hungry. Very, very hungry. I should have ate something before. Talk to me. Philip, Liverpool. Lewandowski was absolutely robbed. Tell me about it. Home of Juve. How are you, Paul Louis? I hope he win it next year. Happy Raptors fan. 3-1. Thank you very much. 2-1 says Jave. Yeah, Lewandowski was robbed, man. I don't want to talk about the Ballon d'Or, man. It left some distaste in my mouth. Seriously. It's just stupid. Like the year he was supposed to win it, you went and canceled the Ballon d'Or. You see what I mean? Why not just... It just shows you that this thing is all for show. Like, it just shows you it's all for show, right? But why not have a virtual Ballon d'Or in 2020? You see what I mean? Just have a virtual Ballon d'Or and give him his Ballon d'Or. You see what I mean? But no, you're going to cancel it altogether. The year when he was absolutely on fire, and then he's still been on fire, and you give it to Messi. I think it's, I don't know, why? I like Messi. I don't have no problem with Messi. But you ain't deserve the Ballon d'Or this year, man. I know he's a key man for Argentina, was for Barcelona, but the man's been playing for PSG lately. He ain't doing nothing really. See what I'm saying? Didn't deserve the Ballon d'Or, man. I think they should cancel the Ballon. Listen, the Ballon d'Or is a waste. Seriously. You know, it's an award that we romanticize about. We really romanticize about the Ballon d'Or, and we need to stop. Seriously. It's a shame. It's a shame, man. I think Virgil van Dijk should have won the Ballon d'Or a couple seasons ago. And a few more other players deserve the Ballon d'Or, you know what I mean? You see these memes all the time. Well, you see these posts about Ribéry back in 2013, Henry back in the day when Nedved won it. You know, so Ballon d'Or is just a joke thing, man. Seriously. They got to get the fans more involved, in my opinion. Seriously. So we're going to keep it moving. Thank you very much for 50 thumbs up. We're going to move on to match 7 this week. And that's the game between Chelsea. Where is it? Where is it? Watford versus Chelsea. London derby here. London derby. Chelsea, you know what I mean, they have been going through a bit of a slumpy here. You know what I mean? But I like it. I like it. 2 draws in the last 5 games, due to Burnley, due to Manchester United, due to Liverpool, and lost to City. That's the games they drop points in. So that's 4 games. But only 1 loss this season. Liverpool got 1 loss, City got 2, and 2 draws. So Chelsea holding on to that top position by a point. Could Watford actually help out the likes of City and Liverpool here? Come on, Watford. Come on, Watford. You know, someone asked me on Twitter today, what's my problem with Chelsea? What's the problem? What? I said, listen, I don't have no problem with Chelsea. I ain't got no problem with Chelsea, but you can't even beat Manchester United. You know what I mean? Everyone's beating United, and you can't beat United, and you want to come and talk to me about what's my problem with Chelsea. I don't have no problem with Chelsea. You see what I'm saying? I don't. And that is why I continue to be pissed off with Pep Guardiola for losing that Champions League final to Chelsea, who were not even great for the entire season. You know what I mean? And man, I don't want to go into a rant right now. But Pep, I would never forgive your ass for that, man. We had that Champions League final to just take it easy, and you chose not to play a defensive midfielder. And that is the exact position where the ball was played by Mount to Havertz's goal. Like, come on, man. And you got these Chelsea fans wanting to come and talk to me and push out their chests to me. You feel me? And I can't say nothing because they're going to go and rub the damn Champions League in my face. So I got to just keep it chill, you know? It's a good thing we beat them this season, though. You feel me? Let's keep that trend going, though. So Leicester 4, Watford 2 in the last game. Chelsea 1, Man United 1. What happened between these two teams the last time they met in a London derby? So let's just cut to the chase. Watford has only one win in their last 10 against Chelsea that came in 2018. A 4-1 victory. That was a thumping victory there. But Chelsea have been winning all their other games. There's been 2 draws, one in 2016, one in 2015. 14 all-time games, 2 wins for Watford, 2 draws, and 10 wins for Chelsea. This will be the first ever meeting between Thomas Tuchel and Claudio Ranieri, who recently turned 70. So he don't want to get his blood pressure high, and he don't want to stress himself out. You know, the heart deteriorates with age, so you got to be very careful there, man. High intensity stuff. He has 8 matches against Chelsea, 1 win, 2 draws, and 5 losses. So, look, in terms of my notes here, Ismail Assar and Nicholas Nkulu missed the Leicester game due to injury and are both doubtful for this one. For Watford, they would hope that Sarr is fit and Nkulu is fit, because William Troost-Ekong was god damn awful in their last game. He was awful, man. They got to get rid of Troost-Ekong. He was bad. Ken Sema, the brilliant, where's he from again? Swede. He's quick, but he's out with a knee injury. Francisco Sierralta, the Chilean, out with a hamstring injury. Christian Kabasele, the Belgian, returned to training, featured on the bench in their last game there. And Peter Itebo is out till next year. Juraj Kuchka didn't feature versus Leicester, but could be available for this game. It's left to be seen. He was suspended, but he could be back, but I don't know. Maybe he's out again. For Chelsea, Mateo Kovacic remains a doubt. I think he's getting back to fitness because Tuchel, he's getting there, but might not feature. Ben Chilwell could be out for the rest of the season with an ACL injury. And then N'Golo Kante missed the last game against Man United, remains doubtful. Kante has been struggling lately with a lot of injuries, man, I think they need to allow Kante to actually strengthen his body. Just give him some time out and let him strengthen and use him sparingly off the bench. So, do we have anything here? I doubt we have anything yet over here. All right, we don't have anything here, so I have to go back to my trusty Google Insights here. So, did you know, guys, Watford have lost 7 of their last 8 Premier League meetings with Chelsea, winning the other 4-1 in February of 2018. The Hornets have conceded 21 goals in these 8 games, 2.6 goals per game. Chelsea have won their last 2 away games against Watford, but have never won 3 in a row at Vicarage Road before. Troy Deeney also has a new book out, by the way. He no longer plays for Watford. Since the goalless draw in February 2016, there has been 33 goals scored in 8 Premier League games between Watford, who scored 12, and Chelsea with 21, at an average of 4.1 goals per game. Oh, we promised a high scorer here. Watford won their last Premier League game on a Wednesday, beating Wolves 2-1 in January 2020. The Hornets have never previously won a Premier League match on this day before that, drawing 4 and losing 12. Chelsea haven't won any of their last 5 Premier League games played on a Wednesday, drawing 2 and losing 3. Hoo-hoo. The Blues had a longer winless run on a specific weekday between November 2010 and February of 2011, 6 games on a Sunday. So, look, my prediction for this one here. Chelsea, imperious against Juventus. We know that. Then against Man United, very average in front of goal, I have to say. I think the decision making throughout the game was very poor. Callum Hudson-Odoi Loftus-Cheek, all of them, they had opportunities to pass the ball. The timing was off. Shoot when they're supposed to pass. And in front of goal wasn't very good when they had the opportunities. You know, Rudiger had a couple shots off. Of course, he didn't score, but came close twice. Chelsea have been scoring all over the field, man. They've relied on multiple, over 10 different goal scorers this season. There's no doubts about Chelsea's ability. But my thing about Chelsea is when the going gets tough in games, do they have a plan B? You see what I'm saying? Instead of just throwing the kitchen sink at the game, or the whole kitchen by just throwing on attacking players to get the goals, do they have a plan B? It doesn't appear so. It really doesn't appear so. Some may think otherwise, but I haven't seen it. And I have been watching all of Chelsea's games. The thing about me, you see these games, Chelsea, Liverpool, United, City, Arsenal. I watch these games. Spurs, I make sure I watch these games. And I watch 2 games at the same time, sometimes 3. I keep my eye on these games. You see what I mean? So I have been paying attention to these teams, man. Mistake against United. Lapse in concentration there by Jorginho. It's always Jorginho these days, right? Think Italy, you think, you know, Chelsea. Missing penalties and so on and so forth. Could be missing World Cup, you know what I mean? Oh, why he didn't win the Ballon d'Or? Chelsea fans thought he was going to win the Ballon d'Or, right? Big joke. Big joke. We're not going to talk Ballon d'Or, though. But it's going to be an open game of football. Because Watford are going to take the game to Chelsea. We know Watford are not a team that's going to sit back. They're going to play attractive football. Hopefully for them, they'll have Saw available to go along with Josh King and Emmanuel Dennis, who have been their best players so far this season. Their defense remains a problem. Very inconsistent team as well. But Trusty-Kong, not good enough. Not good enough. They're not good enough. They need to step it up in defense. Craig Cathcart, weird name to say, Cathcart. He got to step it up as well. These guys have not been defending well. And I don't think they know their best team as yet either. Ranieri, of course, he just came in. Xisco Munoz sacked. Ranieri could be in trouble, though. I think he could definitely be in trouble. And it has to be a worry over Ranieri's job as well. The next 2 managers I think could possibly get the sack is Ranieri again. And Rafa Benitez. We'll get to him. But 6 matches played already. He's lost 4 and won 2. So there's a worry there. That's 1 point per game. There is a worry there. There is a worry. I honestly don't see Watford beating Chelsea. I think Chelsea's going to win the game 2-1. They got way too much firepower not to beat Watford. They're gonna get in behind on quite a few occasions. They're gonna test Daniel Bachmann in goal. Daniel Bachmann would be a busy man in goal. It's just Chelsea would create the opportunities. It's just up to them if they actually take it. Could see Lukaku start in this game. Timo Werner wasn't so effective last time around, but they had so many attacking options. Hudson-Odoi, you got Mount, you got Pulisic, Havertz, Ziyech. Nah, they got to win this game 2-1. But Watford, I think, would be a threat. They won't be a pushover, and it will be a close affair. They'll get 1 back. That's my thoughts. Share yours with me in the chat. Do appreciate that. So, for Watford, their next game would be against City. Could get very ugly there. And for Chelsea, The next game would be against West Ham United, London Derby. So back-to-back London Derbies for Chelsea there. After that game against United, Juventus, Leicester. They have some tough games recently. So all the best to both teams. What are you guys saying in the chat right about now? Big up to everybody in here. So we have, Twilla saying, Dom, is that Starboy Soko playing in the background? No, I can't. I'm not allowed to play those songs. I'll get copyrighted. But, are you talking about, who is that? Who sing those songs? That's a African Afrobeats, right? Nah. Guys, like the video if you haven't yet liked it. Do appreciate that. What else we got here? In terms of comments, man, big up to Johnny Longs. Peace out, man. Robert, peace out. No, Robert's still here. But Markic, Dom, how do you think Serbia will do in the World Cup? Too early to tell. Way too early. Way too early. So, AD is saying Chelsea to do back-to-back? What are you smoking, bro? Does your mom and dad know you're smoking? Chill. Let's not get carried away there with the back-to-back talk. There's this white thing on my mic. Where is it? Let's not get carried away with the back-to-back talk, please. Come on. Let's not get carried away at all with the back-to-back talk. That's not actually on my mic. Is it on my monitor? I don't even know what that is. Well, yeah. Javay, that's the kind of comments that you like. You need to chill, bro. But we're going to keep it moving, though. Let's keep it moving. Still got a few more games to talk about. And I ain't got all night. We've been streaming for hour 41 minutes. We're doing very, very well. Let's go. Match 8. Match 8. And that's the game between Aston Villa and my team, Manchester City. It's been doing very, very well so far in November. This game will be in December 1st. The game kicks off one day, 17 hours, 20 minutes, and 34 seconds from now. So, look. Villa's last game, a 2-1 win over Palace. 2 matches. Gerrard have picked up wins, so it's a positive sign there for the Villa faithfuls. Know you guys will be loving that. Big time. For City, 2-1 win over West Ham United. Tough games for both teams, but they come into this one and only one team could actually win. What happened last season? What actually happened the last 10 times these teams met in all competitions? Dating all the way back to 2014. In the Premier League, the Carabao Cup, and the FA Cup, there's been 9 wins for City and a 0-0 draw in the league back in 2015. 9 wins for Man City. 2-1 last season, 2-0. 2-1 in the final of the Carabao Cup in 2020. A 6-1 win back in early 2020 as well. It's been a one-sided fixture lately. Very, very one-sided. Ton of goals scored by Man City, and Villa have definitely struggled. 42 all-time Premier League meetings between the two sides. 26 wins for City, 7 wins for Villa, 9 draws. Man City have scored a total of 85 goals to 37 scored by Villa. And most of those 85 goals definitely came in the last decade for sure. Look, this is a possible homecoming for Jack Grealish. First time back at Villa Park since he was sold to Man City for a record £100 million. But the man could be injured and may not feature, is a doubt for this game. Former Man City player Douglas Luiz never really featured for City, but because of visa issues, come up against his old team, haven't really hasn't had success against City at all. And there's even been rumors that he could have, been coming back to Man City, as a defensive midfielder, but he could stay where he's at. I think he's a bit too rash, if you ask me. So it'll be the first meeting between Pep Guardiola and Steven Gerrard, of course. Two legendary players and one legendary manager coming up against a manager with very, very high potential. 5 total matches against Villa for Pep Guardiola. 5 wins. When you could have an average points per game that says 3.0, that's what you call absolute perfection. So for Villa, Bertrand Traore has been injured, but rumor has it that Gerrard may look to trim and then add to his squad, and then players like Bertrand Traore, Trezeguet, and Anwar El Ghazi could be casualties. They could leave. And Bertrand Traore, according to rumors, could be the top of that pile. But the squad is looking pretty fit at the moment, though. I couldn't find any, injured players. I just note for every game I do, check to see if players are injured, players are unavailable. I'm not perfect. I may miss 1 or 2, but, the main ones, I'm pretty sure I got them right. So Kevin De Bruyne has been out after testing positive for coronavirus. He remains doubtful. He's been isolating, and I think he's awaiting a negative test. So if he does test negative, he could feature, but I doubt he will. Probably come back on the weekend. Jack Grealish is also a doubt. He's missed the last few games for City, but have resumed training. Ferran Torres remains out with that fracture, and he has recently been linked with a move to Barcelona. I like how Barcelona is linking themselves to everybody these days, you know what I mean? Yeah, he's going to cost quite a lot, so Barcelona doesn't even have any money these days. Yeah, they probably got some money from that recent TV deal that La Liga did too, so, but I don't know. But if it is to happen, well, so be it. What could you do? Phil Foden is also a doubt, but it's reported that he's been training by himself. And Laporte is suspended for this game. Might be a blessing in disguise for us as well. So, pretty sure we don't have anything here. Once again, yep, empty. Take a look at the squads. Get a little visual there. These top quality professionals in the Premier League for both Man City and Aston Villa. City currently second in the table, flying high, defending champions. Villa 13th, looking to restart their campaign after losing 5 on the bounce under Dean Smith. So, look, in terms of some insights here for this game. Did you know that Aston Villa have lost 12 of their last 14 Premier League meetings with Man City, winning 1 and drawing 1, conceding 39 goals against the citizens in these games? Man City have won 10 of their last 11 meetings with Aston Villa in all competition, drawing 1 since the 3-2 loss at Villa Park in September 2013. Aston Villa have lost 13 of their last 14 Premier League games against reigning champions, though they did beat Liverpool 7-2 at Villa Park last season. No, please don't remind the Liverpool fans, man. The last time they won consecutive home league games against the reigning top-flight champions was in April/December of 1976 versus Derby and Liverpool. Aston Villa won just 1 of their 8 midweek Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday Premier League games last season. That's 12.5%, beating Spurs 2-1 in May. In the 2019-20 campaign, the Villains won 44.4% of their midweek league games, winning 4, drawing 3, and losing 2. Man City have won each of their last 15 games played on a Wednesday. That's a resounding stat. Scoring 36 goals and conceding just 6. Only Liverpool with 21 on Saturdays between 2018 and 2020, and Man City themselves 17 on Saturdays between 2017 and 2018 have had a longer winning runs on a specific day of the week in the competition. So, look, it brings us to the part where I let you know my prediction for this game. You heard the history. You heard the stats. You see the form, right, of both teams. Man City is going to take a lot of stopping. Villa would have to play out of their skin, something that they're capable of doing. They do have quality in their team. Do have a new manager in his honeymoon period as well, and we know honeymoon periods sometimes do yield a lot of points. And Steven Gerrard can't seem to do anything wrong so far. It would be his third game in charge of the Villains. But it's been a one-sided fixture. And Man City have been playing some really good football lately, man. Really good. Think about walk in the park against United, what they did against Everton, what they did against PSG, and that win against West Ham United. And I know many would have said, look, man, those are not going to be easy fixtures, you know. Look at the fixtures you have. You must lose a couple of those. That's what people would have said. I remember back when City had Chelsea, PSG, and Liverpool back-to-back games, right? Beat Chelsea, did lose to PSG, and drew to Liverpool. That was a tough period. But this was another tough period, though. The United game, the Everton game, the PSG game, and the West Ham game, all negotiated perfectly, conceding just 2 goals, going on to score 9. That's amazing. That is amazing. I think Aston Villa, as I said, they're going through a nice little period, right? But I don't think they have been very, very, very convincing in those 2 wins. They haven't. The first win, when they won late against Brighton and against Crystal Palace, they, you know, it could have went anyway. The game could have went anyway, but they did show their quality on the day. It's going to be tough coming up against Man City. Hey, Dom, just go ahead and say City's going to win the game already, man. Why are you wasting our time, man? Come on, Dom. Come on. But yeah, guys, look, I think City is going to be a bit too much on the day. Going to be a bit too much. And I'm going to go for a 3-1 win for City, though. It seems as if any team that Pep Guardiola puts out, any team, they just play with the same identity, same fluid football. And what I like this season is that players have been taking shots from outside the box, a lot more crosses inside the box as well. And unlike, you know, previous frustrating seasons, even though we've been doing well, but it's just frustrating that we tried to walk the ball in most of the times and when we could shoot. But recently we've seen goals from distance, you know, Fernandinho last game. He had Rodri blasting one in. You know, Walker takes one from time to time. João Cancelo has been playing some magnificent football. If I got to pick an 11 for this game, straight off the top, I'm going to go with Edison in goal. Continue with Walker at right back once he's fit, play him. John Stones, Diaz at center back. I have a feeling Pep may do something, and who knows, maybe he'll play Ake. You never know with Pep Guardiola, man. Zinchenko could feature at left back and give Cancelo a rest in the middle of the week. Because remember, it's a midweek game. Remember, teams are going to look to rotate. You see what I mean? You go from Champions League to Premier League to back again in the middle of the week. You would have to rotate and use up the depth of the squad, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if I see Zinchenko. But I'm going to go for Edison, Walker. I want to put out the strongest team possible. Diaz, Stones, João Cancelo, player of the season so far for City. Rodri in the midfield. We may see some rotation. I don't think Kevin De Bruyne should be risked right now. Just wait till the weekend. We don't need him, to be honest, right now. And he's not been in top form. So I'll continue with Gundogan and Bernardo Silva. And Sterling has been playing some good football lately. I got to give you your props, though. Prior to that, awful, but right now, looking good. Grealish may be on the bench, so I'm going to go for Sterling, Jesus Mahrez. You know what? The only change I'm going to make from the last game, Laporte suspended, John Stones out. Don't want to change a winning combination too much, but as I said, Pep may actually look to rotate things. For Aston Villa, we could see Danny Ings in the game. He's been in and out of the team lately. It's down to what formation Gerrard is going to come in with. Look, John McGinn has been playing some really good football, and Nakamba looked good in the last game there. Is he going to play Ashley Young? Could, the old man Young? Yeah, if I call Young old, I might as well call myself old too, right? Because I'm mid-30s as well, so yeah. But I just don't think this Villa defense is going to hold up against City, though. Seriously. Cash and target be a bit too adventurous these days. And Mings and Konza, they look, especially Mings, he got a mistake in him, though. So, Emi Martinez, we know he's a quality goalkeeper, but he's been rather busy these days. So, I'm going to go for 3-1 win for City, though. Let me know your prediction. Definitely appreciate that. So, for Aston Villa, their next game will be against Leicester City. Then they got Liverpool. 3 tough games coming up for the new manager, Steven Gerrard. Let's see what he does in those matches. For City, they play Watford on the weekend, and they got RB Leipzig next Tuesday. Then Wolves, Leeds, Newcastle. City got a really nice December, though, when you think about it. Brentford, Leicester. You know Leicester is a troublesome team, but Newcastle, Leeds, oh, man. Leeds troublesome as well, you know. All teams that have all picked points off us recently, but still. Got a nice December there, man. I'm going to say this right now. The fact that City's win probability in December is very, very high, right? You got a 78% win probability against Watford, right? Just hear me out here. Just hear me out really quick. Let me make this point here, right? Against Wolves, there's no probability yet, but in terms of solid probability stats, but it's pretty high, but Wolves would be a problem team. If Man City managed to go through December in a similar way they went through November without losing, Chelsea, Liverpool, y'all could start worrying right now. Start worrying. But what's your thoughts, guys? Talk to me. Talk to me. All right, we got Hayden-ass Gervais here saying 2-1 to Villa. I know you would love that, right? I know you would actually put on the music and dance. I know you would. I really know you would. And look, you're trying to get me started. Dom, imagine if City-Chelsea rematch in the Champions League final and we beat you again. What would you do? Bro, telling you, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. That won't be fun at all. That won't be fun. Not fun. I don't want to think about that. Please don't say that, bro. Take that back. Actually, take that back. Guys, if you have any light of it, make sure you do so. We'd definitely appreciate that. We're going to keep it moving, man. We got 2 more games to talk about, and we're going to try to do that in the next 25 to 30 minutes and call it a day. So, let's go. Let's talk. Next game. Everton versus Liverpool in the big Merseyside derby. It's coming up on Wednesday. It'll be the same kickoff as the Man City game. It's going to have me busy watching 2 games at the same time. Because as everybody knows, right? Everybody knows I'm a closet Liverpool fan, right? Everybody knows that. That's what people have been saying, man. But look, the reason why I actually go so hard when it comes to the Liverpool content and I make sure I get that out to you is because I do have a lot of Liverpool subscribers and supporters on the channel, and I absolutely do appreciate that, okay? I just want to put it out there. I do appreciate that 100%, and I'm going to keep it going, man. I'm going to keep it going. That's what I'm here to do, deliver the content, whether it's on Liverpool, Chelsea, United, City. That's what I'm here to do for you. It just so happens that the Liverpool fans gravitate to me, you know, and I do appreciate that, man. Thank you. Much love and respect to y'all. All right, so let's talk Liverpool versus the Evertonians here. Merseyside derby, 58 total matches in the Premier League era with 24 draws, 10 wins for Everton and 24 wins for Liverpool here. Ooh. Liverpool do have 10 away wins against Everton. Which is good. Good stat when you think about it. Brentford won Everton 0 in their last game, and Liverpool 4, Southampton 0 in their last. Look, what happened last season? Liverpool fans would not want to remember what happened last season at all, right? Look, the second game we did win at Anfield 2-0, but it's the first game on October 17th, 2020. The game ended in a 2-2 draw, but it was the game that potentially ended Liverpool's hopes of defending their Premier League title, because Virgil van Dijk was absolutely taken out in the 11th minute by Jordan Pickford. Sadio Mane had scored in the 3rd minute. Michael Keane equalized in the 19th. Salah took Liverpool ahead in the 72nd. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who's currently injured, equalized in the 81st to give Everton a point. It was a very high-intensity game. And I know a lot of Liverpool fans would want to forget about that one, though. So I won't continue talking about that one. You know what I mean? I'm going to have a bit of empathy for y'all there. But let's hope nobody gets seriously injured in this one, because we want teams at their fittest when it comes to challenging for the Premier League title, because I don't want to hear no excuses about no injury, and I don't want to hear no excuses from no Liverpool fan, from no Chelsea fan, when Man City go on to win the title come May. I'm just joking with y'all, man. You know what I mean? It's all entertainment, man. Calm down and chill. All right? Come on. It's all entertainment. I'm just messing with you. So anything could happen, man. Anything could happen. There's what? 25 games to go? United could get 75 points if you know what I mean? You never know, man. They just brought in Magic Man Ralf Rangnick, right? All United fans think it's a magic. They just brought in a magician, right? Just put that out there. So, look, the last 10 games, it has been, you know, did I say, wait, I think early, I made a mistake earlier. Everton did beat Liverpool 2-0 at Anfield last season. Pardon me with that one. Everyone, you see, I use transfer marked, and it's kind of confusing sometimes when you look at the results, right? Everton would be the home team, and that's been their only win across the last 10 games. So I do apologize for that. But Everton 2, Liverpool 0. That was their first win at Anfield in God knows when. So everyone was going to Anfield and taking their share, with Richarlison and Gylfi Sigurdsson scoring the goals there. So I do apologize for that mistake. I don't know. I'm human, guys. Pardon me there. Pardon me. Liverpool did not do well against Everton last season. And in the last 3 games, Everton are unbeaten against Liverpool, right? And they have a fair bit of draws in the last 10, dating back to 2017 against the Reds. Couple 0-0 draws, well, 3 of them, a 1-1 draw and a 2-2 draw last season, along with that 1 win. So not bad at all, not bad. So if you want a team to actually pick points off Liverpool, it's gonna be Everton. Whether they get 3, a rare 3 points, or whether they pick up 1 point from the Liverpool game, right? But look, Everton right now are hampered big time, but they would be boosted by the availability again of Richarlison after that suspension. Abdoulaye Doucouré, very busy midfielder, is fit again. But Andre Gomes, Yeremina, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and Mason Holgate, who is suspended, would be out, absent for this game. Rafa Benitez versus Jurgen Klopp here. This will be the 8th meeting between these two teams, and Rafa has only 1 win against Klopp, 4 losses and 2 draws, with Klopp having the opposite results. 4 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. Against Everton, Klopp only lost once. That came last season. 5 draws, 7 wins. Rafa Benitez versus Liverpool, 2 wins, 3 draws, and 3 losses. Interestingly, Rafa Benitez is a legendary former Liverpool manager. And it was somewhat blasphemous when he took the Everton job. It was a shock. Seemed even desperate that he went and took the job. 350 games managed for Liverpool in 6 years between 2004 and 2010. He won the FA Cup, the Champions League, that night in Istanbul. He won a UEFA Super Cup, and he won the Community Charity Shield as well. And he's under immense pressure coming up against his old club, Liverpool, and Jurgen Klopp. For Liverpool, Naby Keita, Joe Gomez, who's been linked with a move out of the club, Harvey Elliott, Roberto Firmino, and Curtis Jones remain out. Guys, what I'm going to do is something fun right now, right? I'm going to do a quick combined 11. Everton versus Liverpool combined 11 this season. I'm going to actually use form. I'm going to use form. Anywhere I put it right now. Anywhere I put it. My combined 11 for Everton versus Liverpool, right? Is there even a combined 11 between Everton and Liverpool, you may ask? Is there a combined 11? My combined 11 is as follows, right? Alisson in goal over Pickford. Defensive partnership, I'm going to go with a 4-3-3 formation with Jurgen Klopp as the manager. Virgil van Dijk and Joel Matip as the center backs. I think the last time I did this, I actually put in Yerry Mina. Actually funny when I think about that right now. Really funny. Right back, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Left back, Andy Robertson. Let's see the Everton defenders here on screen. John Joe Kenny, Mason Holgate, Keane. Luca Digne is a quality defender, left back. But I'm going to go with Robinson over him. Ben Godfrey, very versatile. Seamus Coleman, a very good right back. But pretty much, to be honest, just runs very fast. Jared Brantwaite and Reece Welch. Liverpool, all Liverpool backline there. Alisson, Van Dijk, Alexander-Arnold, Joel Matip, and Robertson. The midfield here. I'm going to go with Fabinho. This is a holding. Thiago, who's been playing some good football these days, gotta say. And Jordan Henderson. Look at the Everton midfielders. Like, come on, none of these guys get into the combined 11. You could think about Doucouré, but if Sigurdsson wasn't suspended for, being naughty, maybe. Allen is very busy, but you got Fabinho, so that's 7 Liverpool players in the combined 11 so far. Up top, could any of these Everton players get into the combined 11 here? You think about Richarlison, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Demari Gray, Alexi Iwobi, Cenk Tosun, who hasn't even been playing, Anthony Gordon, Solomon Rondon comes to mind, others irrelevant. Could they get in a top 3 ahead of the likes of Firmino, Mane, Salah, Minamino Jota, Origi? My top 3 right now for this combined 11. Marnie left wing, Salah right wing, and Jota through the center. There's no combine 11. There's absolutely no combine 11 here. That was just a joke. That was just me messing around with Everton. Ain't no combine 11 this season. It's going to be all Liverpool. All Liverpool. Funny joke, right? I can see some people laughing at this right now. Oh, man. I know I got a good sense of humor. I know. You don't have to remind me. So, look. Did you know that Everton won 2-0 in their last Premier League game against Liverpool, ending a 20-game winless run against them in the competition? They've not won back-to-back league Merseyside derbies since beating them in both meetings in 1984-85. Liverpool are unbeaten in their last 10 Premier League away games against Everton since a 2-0 loss in October of 2010. However, 8 of their last such 9 visits have finished level, including each of the last 4 in a row. In the Premier League history, Everton versus Liverpool has seen more red cards, 22, and being drawn more often, 24, than any other fixture. The Merseyside derby has also seen more 98-minute winning goals than any other match in the competition, with all of these being scored by Liverpool. Ronnie Rosenthal in 1993, Gary McAllister in 2001, Dirk Kuyt in 2004, Sadio Mane in 2016, and Divock Origi in 2018. You could remember that double doink Divock Origi goal, right? Off the Pickford. Oh, man. Memories, right? Everton have only lost one of their last 13 midweek, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday Premier League games, winning 7 and drawing 5, going down 3-1 to Manchester City in February last season. Of course, it had to be City, right? Liverpool have scored at least twice in each of their last 17 games in all competition, the joint longest such run in the history of an English top-flight side, level with Sunderland back in 1927. Listen, man, my prediction for this game, look, Everton, they are depleted, big time depleted. No Calvert-Lewin, Richarlison's just coming back in the team. No Andre Gomes, no Yerry Mina at the back. They just been all over the place, man. Rafa is under a lot of pressure right now. He's under so much pressure that I almost feel sorry for the man, but I'm not into the business of feeling sorry for people these days. You know what I mean? You should feel empathy, but you got to be a little bit more ruthless. You see what I'm saying? So it is what it is. It's part of the business. But the results so far, lately, 1-0 loss to Brentford, 3-0 loss to City. And you hear the 0-0 draw to Tottenham. They've not scoring enough goals. Solomon Rondon not cutting it. And Rafa Benitez is reluctant to use the Turkish international Cenk Tosun. Alex Iwobi. These guys need to step up. Townsend, Gray. You got to step up. You got to have some more goals from the midfield. The defenders got to start chipping in. 2-1 loss to Wolves. 5-2 loss to Watford. And I spoke about this. I spoke about this in yesterday's live stream when I did the roundup for match week 13. They lost to West Ham. Due to United, it's been a very horrible run for Everton. They lost to Villa. They started the season well, you know. They started well. They had a good August. Not bad at all. Not bad. But it's gone pear-shaped very fast, and it's not looking good for them for the, you know what I mean, the next couple of games ain't looking good at all, man. You know what I mean? Like, you got Liverpool, you got Arsenal, you got Palace, you got Chelsea, teams in very good form. Leicester. And as I mentioned, Rafa Benitez, I'm sorry to say, he could be the next manager sacked. We could see what? How many managers sacked so far? It's about 6? We might actually get the season where about 8 managers could get the sack. That's record-breaking numbers right there. Liverpool, they have been pretty consistent this season in the Champions League, the League Cup, in the league as well. Just lost their first game of the season. against West Ham, bounce back against Arsenal, bounce back against Southampton, and I cannot see nothing else but a Liverpool win against a struggling Everton team here. But then again, it's the derby, and anything could happen in this game. Anything could happen. I don't think Everton would win the game. Don't think they would win the game. They need a win. They need to turn their fortunes around. But I don't think this is the game they're going to do it in. Liverpool, they got to be very, very careful here. Because we know what happened last season. They didn't beat Everton last season, and they come out and play like prime Barcelona. They're rough. They're in your face. They're direct. And this game could be a game that could affect the season big time. Liverpool, be careful. Be careful against this Everton team. Their backs against the wall. They're a penned animal. They're going to be very dangerous. Be careful. But nevertheless, with that being said, I think Liverpool are going to walk this game 2-0. I don't see them conceding, even though they may allow Everton a few chances. But I don't see no way that Jota, Mane, and Salah is going to be stopped here. And there's goals around the park as well. 2-0 to Liverpool. 2-0. That's my prediction. Let me know yours. So for Everton, the next game will be against against Arsenal, and then they have Crystal Palace and Chelsea. And for Liverpool, the Reds. You see, I'm dressed in all red today. I'm only trolling though. Just want to put it out there. And Liverpool play Wolves, then Milan in the next game. So let me know your thoughts, guys. Appreciate it. What we got here? What we got here, man? Big up to everybody, man. So Ryan is asking why Ralf go to Everton. You know what I'm saying? What else we got here? We got local smiley agent. Ralf is gonna work for Liverpool undercover. Ooh. What else we got here? Big up to everybody in the stream. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate everybody who came through. Prince Penn, everybody. Gervais, Ryan, Palomo, all of you guys. You guys need to stop fighting. Big up to the boy, Demo Dre. Haven't seen you around these parts in a very, very, very long time. Michael Olapido, you the same. Where have you guys been hiding, though? Where have you guys been hiding, man? Come on, guys. Come and support the thing. I ain't going nowhere. I'll be doing this thing for a long time. Come and support the thing, man. You see what I mean? Guys, like the video if you have yet done so. And Demo, you know I'm going to get on you when I see you in here. Don't tell me you've been listening in the background either. Stop lying, bro. Why are you lying? But we're going to move on. We have one more game to talk about. Let me wrap this thing up and go chill out for the rest of the night. Man United versus Arsenal here. Man United versus Arsenal. We got about 15 minutes to do this one, so... Chelsea 1, United 1 in their last game. Arsenal 2, Newcastle 0. So both teams coming off of reasonable, good results. For Arsenal, a bounce back after that Liverpool loss. And for United, get anything against Chelsea these days, that's definitely a plus. So United in 8th, Arsenal in 5th. Wow. Can't believe I'm saying that Arsenal are currently in 5th position. But there, they are. They are. One thing that I noticed when I checked the last few meetings between these two, right, is that in their last 5 Premier League games, Manchester United have failed to beat Arsenal. Arsenal has 3 wins in their last 5. 2 have come at the Emirates, and 1 at the theater of nightmares. The first time they've done so in a while as well. So last season was a strange season where there weren't any fans and away teams were doing the business. But there's fans now. There's going to be about 70,000 plus fans. Are United going to embarrass themselves again? Are they? It's the first question that comes to mind, right? Are they going to embarrass themselves? All day. They can't, right? They can't. I don't know. I don't. They can't keep embarrassing themselves, right? Like they have been all season. They really can't. They really can't, man. You see what I mean? But look, in all-time Premier League results, these teams have met each other on 58 previous occasions. 24 wins for United, 16 wins for Arsenal, and 18 draws. So, home record for United, 4 losses against Arsenal, 16 wins, and 9 draws. So, the battle, Premier League heavyweights here. Arsenal and United no longer real heavyweights, but previously in the competition definitely were. You gotta still give respect for what you did in the past, even though you have been absolutely subpar lately. So look, Man United have hired and appointed a new interim manager in Ralf Rangnick, and the United fans are absolutely happy about this. And you would believe that United just hired Jesus Christ as their manager, and he's just going to come in and work his miracle, bring in his 12 disciples, and just turn everything around. Anoint all the United players with oil, and their cup would begin to run it over. But no, he ain't Jesus. Not Jesus. I don't see him in any white robes or anything here right now. He's just a German who worked for RB Leipzig and Hoffenheim and recently was working at Lokomotiv Moscow. So, statement reads, United appoint Rangnick as interim manager. All right? Monday the 29th of November, it was announced. Manchester United is delighted to announce the appointment of Ralf Rangnick as interim manager until the end of the season, subject to work visa requirements. What? He'll get his visa. Following this period, Ralf and the club have agreed that he will continue in a consultancy role for a further 2 years. John Murtough, Manchester United football director, said Ralf is one of the most respected coaches and innovators in European football. He was our number 1 candidate for interim manager, reflecting the invaluable leadership and technical skills he will bring from almost 4 decades of experience in management and coaching. Everyone at the club is looking forward to working with him during the season ahead, and then a further 2 years in his advisory role. And guys, you could also get 25% off selected products at United Direct. Head on over there. Shop now. Oh my God, today's Cyber Monday as well. I didn't buy anything. And I'm not buying this Ralf Rangnick rhetoric. Not buying it. Just want to put it out there. Not buying it at all. Not buying it. Ralf Rangnick said, I'm excited to be joining United and focused on making this a successful season for the club. And I'm a City fan, by the way, so you know, this is all bullshit to me. The squad is full of talent and has a great balance of youth and experience. All my efforts for the next 6 months will be on helping these players fulfill their potential, both individually and most importantly as a team. Beyond that, I look forward to supporting the club's longer-term goals on a consultancy basis. Michael Carrick will remain in charge of the first team until Ralph's work visa is finalized. The club wishes to place on record its thanks to Lokomotiv Moscow for their cooperation in the process of bringing Ralf to Manchester United. So that's the article, guys. Ralf Rangnick is appointed. Not 100% sure if he will be in charge of the game for the Gunners, against the Gunners come this week. So I think United fans think he will be in charge, but it's left to be seen. Guys, my thoughts on this Ralf Rangnick appointment, right? I have a unique spin on this. Right? I got a unique spin on the Ralf Rangnick situation. Okay. You watched the show Hoarders before, where an individual has a problem hoarding, a serious problem, just piling up their house with a lot of garbage, a lot of unnecessary items. A once functional individual has now become dysfunctional, and it makes me think about United as a club at whole. They just started, after Sir Alex Ferguson left, they started hoarding players. A lot of unnecessary players, right? They got into the business of picking up players that were linked to Man City and other top clubs just because, right? Buying washed up players from other clubs as well in the Premier League just because. Usually with hoarders, they would find it very hard to let go of their belongings. But usually they come to the realization that they have to. And there's most likely an intervention by someone who is considered an expert at doing so. And this is where Ralf Rangnick comes into the situation. Right? And after numerous managers, David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, interim manager Michael Carrick, caretaker, and now Ralf Rangnick, he will look to remedy years and years of gathering of filth and look to clean up the club's act. Look to get the club functioning properly again. But usually with hoarders, they always find it difficult to let go of every single thing that they need to let go of. It will be a tough job for Ralf Rangnick to convince United that they need to get rid of Phil Jones. They need to get rid of Juan Mata. They need to let Lingard go. They need to maybe move on from a player like Eric Bailly. And maybe they need to start trusting their youth players a lot more. Like when you see talents like Brandon Williams coming through, give him the opportunity. Tahi Chong. You see what I'm saying? When you have a few guys that have broken into the first team in the European competitions, let them play. Can't remember their names right now. This is what Ralf Rangnick needs to do. Because he's known as a guy that build clubs up from the ground, right? I think United are a bit above the ground. And it's going to be a difficult job. He built up Hoffenheim. He's built up Leipzig. He's worked for the Red Bull franchise. But there was a great question. I can't remember who asked the question. But they asked, why hasn't Ralf Rangnick managed a big heavyweight club in the past? Why is this his first? Why is this his first heavyweight club that he is actually managing in his entire career? Why is it happening now? Why? Why is this you understand what I'm saying? And maybe some would consider Schalke and Stuttgart. Yeah, maybe some would. Maybe they would. You see what I mean? He's won the League Cup with Schalke. He's won the Austrian Cup twice with Salzburg. He's won a few things with Schalke, and he's, won a few things with Austrian champions Salzburg. But nothing really to really talk about. You see what I'm saying? If you get what I'm saying. I don't mean to downplay his whole appointment and anything, but as I mentioned, United fans are acting like they just hired the Messiah himself. Seriously. This man has not managed on the touchline since 2018. I'm not saying he's going to lose his touch in 3 years, but he has to be a little rusty, man. And with 25 games left, I don't think he's going to come in and win United the title. I think they would know that the title is lost. It's gone. That's it. It's not. Could hope for the Champions League. Could hope for an FA Cup. But the league title is done. It's going to be interesting to see what he does. I don't want to speculate too much, but it's going to be interesting to see what he does with this team. Seriously. Is he going to continue to bench Cristiano Ronaldo? What formation is he going to use? You know, these things come to mind. These are the things that come to mind. It's going to be an interesting one. Gotta say, the last game that he managed was the final of the DFB Pokal against Bayern. He lost 3-0. That was in 2019. Formation, he used 4 at the back, 2 in the holding midfield position, 2 up top, and 2 men in the midfield, basically Sabitzer, Forsberg, creative type midfielders. You know what I mean? Running down the wings, coming in, cutting in the middle as well. But he's the one that helped build that brilliant RB Leipzig team. So you got to give him the credit for that. But the indication that United are giving us is that it's a project. You see what I'm saying? It's basically saying, Ralf, come in and help us with a project, basically, because that's what he's known for. He's known for building things, for working on projects, and not remedial work. If you understand what I'm saying. Especially at a top club like a Man United and in the Premier League, or you see what I'm saying? He knows the German league. He knows the Austrian league. How would he fare in the Premier League? It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. Very difficult. Paul Pogba, Rafa Varane, Edinson Cavani should all miss the game against Arsenal. Harry Maguire should be back from suspension. I think he got a 1-game suspension. Luke Shaw could be fit again. Concussion. Missed the last game. And would we see CR7 sitting on the bench again? Possible. If Carrick is in charge of this game, or Rangnick, what are we going to see? I think if it's Rangnick, we will see Ronaldo starting. And maybe Rashford drop into the bench. Jadon Sancho has hit his strides across the last 3 games. And United will be very dangerous. I got to put it that way. They will be dangerous. Now that they got rid of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I think we're starting to see United play a lot better. And we learned that against Chelsea. For Arsenal, they will be sweating the fitness of Bukayo Saka, a talismanic young winger, young forward. He's a doubt, but hopefully for Arsenal fans, he he strap it up and take some painkillers and he go out there and do his thing. Granit Xhaka remains the only other player known to be injured. Callum Chambers and Pablo Mari, along with Cedric, did not feature in the last match day squad against Newcastle, so these guys could also be out. So I got more for you guys. I got more. Did you know that Manchester United are winless in the last 6 Premier League meetings with Arsenal? They've never gone 7 league meetings without a win against the Gunners before. Following their 1-0 win at Old Trafford last season, Arsenal are looking to win consecutive away games against Manchester United for the first time since 1979. Arsenal have kept a clean sheet in each of their last 3 meetings with United in all competitions, as many as they had in their previous 13 against them. They've never kept a clean sheet in 4 consecutive games against the Red Devils before. Manchester United have lost just 2 of their last 14 Premier League matches on a Thursday, winning 8, drawing 4, with those defeats coming at Middlesbrough in December of 2002, a 3-1 loss, and at home to Liverpool in May last season, 4-2. Each of the last 8 Premier League goals at Old Trafford have been scored against Manchester United. The Red Devils have never previously conceded 9 consecutive goals at the ground in the competition without replying themselves. The last time they had a run of 8 home goals conceded without scoring it in between was from February to March of 2014. What's my prediction for this game, man? Look, Arsenal got a good record, a good recent record against Manchester United. But does that mean anything right now? It's a new look Arsenal. Ramsdale have been very busy, and I think he has helped Arsenal to be in the position they're at right now in 5th. And he's going to be a busy man again. He's going to be busy again. Arsenal defense have looked good, but of course you can't keep the team out completely. It's very difficult unless it's like you have Man City against a weaker team and it's like 90% possession dominance kind of thing. But you don't see it very often. I don't mean to talk about Man City during a Man United game, right? But you know, it's a good example, very good example to use. Arsenal, I think, when they meet so-called Big 6 teams, with the exception of maybe Tottenham these days, they tend to struggle though. They tend to struggle. It's like they forgot what they did in the previous game, and we see a different Arsenal show up, right? Saw it against Liverpool. Saw it against City. You know what I mean? So it's a difficult team to actually analyze these days. Really. You saw it's difficult. They're a difficult team to analyze. They lost to Chelsea as well. They're a difficult team to analyze. I think Arsenal would handle the smaller teams very well this season. And when you meet the Giants, they're going to struggle. Man United have endured some horrible, horrible results. Very bad results. And they find themselves in 8th behind Arsenal. It would take a lot for Arsenal to get back-to-back wins at Old Trafford here. It is possible, yeah. But I think they need Saka on the field. Because guys like Pepe hasn't really lived up to expectations. Martinelli hasn't really been fit. Lacazette, so-so. Aubameyang in and out, you know what I mean? Smith Rowe has been great. Odegaard has to step it up a notch. So there's a lot of questions around the Arsenal team at the moment when they meet quality oppositions, as I say. For United, they just want to prove a point. You saw what they did against Chelsea. They were very pragmatic, very resilient, wait for that mistake, pounced on it, and with Jadon Sancho finding form, his Bundesliga form at Dortmund, again, it's going in back-to-back games there. Yeah, they could be a problem. But what remains a problem and a worry for United is their defense. But if Lindelof plays like he did against Chelsea and Maguire get his act together, if it's me, If I'm in charge of United, I actually go in with the same back line with Tellez, Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka, and Bailly. And even though he's the club captain, I must say, Harry, sit this one out. If I need you off the bench, I'll call on you. Make the tough calls. That's how you're going to actually get positive decisions. If it requires Ronaldo not starting again, don't start him. You see what I mean? You got to make these tough decisions, and that's when you're going to start seeing positive results. But when you make sentimental and romantic decisions, you're going to get negative results. Use your head and not use your heart sometimes. You see what I'm saying? I know they say follow your heart, but use your damn brain as well. I only see a United win here. Sorry, Arsenal fans, but I think United are going to win this game 2-0. De Gea has been mammoth in goal, and I think he's going to come up big. Ramsdale is going to be busy, but he won't be able to keep a clean sheet this time around. So 2-0 to United. That's my final prediction. And even though as a City fan, I keep mentioning I will predict United wins still. Because I'm not biased, man. I might joke around. I might try, you know what I mean? I might say funny things, harsh things. But I'm not biased. I'm going to call it for how I see it. United's next game will be against Crystal Palace. Got Young Boys in the Champions League. And then Norwich. They got some really winnable games coming up. And I mentioned this already. If United manage to beat Arsenal, right? And they would have a really good December where they have Arsenal, Palace, Norwich, Brentford, Brighton, Newcastle, and Burnley. These are all winnable games. These are games that Manchester United should win. But if we learn anything this season, there could be hiccups along the way. But they'll be hoping that that's not the case. As for Arsenal, in 5th, they're flying high. They got Everton next. Then Southampton, West Ham, Leeds. Every game would be a challenge for Arsenal, in my opinion, going forward. Because you never know what you're going to get. You never know. 2-0 to United, that's my prediction. And that's a wrap for the show today. 2 hours, 42 minutes. I thought I was going to finish a little bit earlier, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. You see what I'm saying? It is what it is. So, Thriller is saying, I predict that we will see a wild game, 4-4 draw with 3 red cards. Oh, man. Oh, man. Wade Nelson, United fans themselves return on Ralf. A few bad results. United will need time to adjust to Ralf's style of play. Well said, man. Rangnick is going to be a good rebuild architect for them. He's actually great at spotting young talent. Keita, Firmino, yeah, Haaland, Kimmich, Mane. Talent all coming through the likes of Salzburg, Hoffenheim, RB Leipzig. You're absolutely correct. You're correct. But with spotting talent, it needs time to develop those talents. And United haven't been giving the youngsters any opportunities. Look at Diallo they brought in from Atalanta. They ain't giving him no opportunity. Big up to Boo Rider in the house. Big up to Sonam Jayamtso in the house as well. What else we got in here? Loco Smiley, Dane Richards, everybody in here, man. But guys, look, it's now 10:55 p.m. This is back-to-back live streams I've done. I'm going to give my voice a rest. I'll be back on Thursday for another roundup. Tired as hell. That's it. That is it for today. I went 3 hours yesterday, 2 hours today. I'll talk to you guys, man. I'm out of here. And note, I'm just trolling with the red, though. Just trolling with the red. I like to mess with people. I really like to mess with people, you know what I mean? I don't know if you noticed that. When you click on a video and you say, oh, God, this guy's a City fan and he's wearing red. What is up with that? It's all psychological, guys. Remember, this is a psychological war. Psychological warfare. Every day. See it on your TV. See it in the ads. Psychological. Everything. Remember that. Remember that. So, look. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. Appreciate everybody. Twilla said, Dam come dressed up like a game, a game goddess, Squid Game. Yep. Yeah, man. But guys, it's been a fun one. From your boy Dominic Rich. Until next time. Peace out. Rich. Squad. Peace. Talk soon, man. It's been a good one. 14 preview videos done. Preview live streams. 13 roundups. That's 27. And I still got, what? 49 more of these live streams to do. 49. Got a long way to go, guys. We've only just started, all right? So, peace.